The families who braved the harsh frontier winters held a wisdom that has slipped from our collective memory. They knew the art of transforming a frigid cabin into a cozy refuge when the mercury dipped to a chilling 40 below zero. They honed their skills to sustain a flame for a remarkable 12 hours, all without the aid of modern technology in a time long past. They crafted insulation systems that rivaled the best of our modern age, employing only the humble materials of moss, animal hair, and mud. In the midst of chaos, when the flames flickered and faded, when provisions dwindled to nothing, and when relentless snowstorms held them captive for weeks, they relied on their emergency protocols, a lifeline that preserved lives. In today's world, filled with central heating, electric blankets, and weather apps, we have drifted away from the harsh realities of surviving a winter night, where the stakes were life and death before the sun rose. What was the secret behind the resilience of these frontier families? What incredible creations did they craft from logs and stone? What is it that shrouds the remarkable survival systems, the very lifelines that sustained our ancestors in such mystery? Greetings, dear listeners. Before we embark on our journey together, if you find yourself tuning in often, do consider giving a like or subscribing. Your support means the world. I find myself curious about the places where everyone resides, so please share your city and the current time there. Gather round, for tonight we journey to the rugged Montana frontier of the 1880s. But first, make yourself at home and settle in. What I say is true. Fluff those pillows and snuggle under. That blanket for the journey ahead calls for your utmost comfort. The initial sensation that greets you is the biting cold against your skin, fierce and piercing, as if a hand has struck you to rouse you from slumber. As the first light of dawn begins to creep into the Montana winter morning of 1883, your eyes flutter open, taking in the enveloping darkness that surrounds you. Outside, the world is gripped by a chilling 30 degrees below zero, while within the cabin, the warmth is but a distant memory. The chill nips at your nose and cheeks, a sharp reminder of the world outside, while the rest of you is cocooned beneath a mountain of quilts, fur, and every cozy layer the Morrison family could muster to keep the cold at bay. Next to you, your younger siblings remain nestled in slumber, their breaths creating delicate wisps that linger in the cold atmosphere. The fire of the night has dwindled to a handful of glowing embers, softly flickering in the cast-iron stove that stands sentinel in the cozy cabin. Those glowing embers embody the essence of existence. Should they have vanished entirely under the cover of darkness, the family finds themselves in dire straits. Unlike your snug bed at this very moment, where the gravest misfortune that befalls you if the heat ceases to function is merely a restless night, and perhaps a phone call too, the repair service. For the Morrisons and countless families on the frontier, a malfunctioning heating system in the harsh Montana winter could spell doom by dawn. Thomas Morrison. Your father is already on the move. The bed groans softly as he stirs, and then the gentle thump of his feet meets the wooden floor, echoing in the stillness of the morning. In stark contrast to the cozy embrace of your warm bed, his feet meet the frigid boards beneath him, each step a reminder of the chill that surrounds him. Swiftly dons his attire, not a moment to spare. In the depths of winter, he finds solace in slumber, yet as the chill bites, he stirs with purpose, drawn to the warmth of the stove, his movements a dance of familiarity against the frost. "Sarah," he murmurs to your mother, "I seek illumination." Her silhouette is faint as she stretches toward the bedside table, where a candle and matches lie in anticipation. The sharp strike of the match pierces the stillness of the cabin, and for a fleeting instant, the flickering flame casts a glow on her face, weary yet resolute, with frost delicately clinging to her eyelashes. "Bitterly cold, your father," murmurs as he gently swings the stove door open. The hinges groan under the weight of the chill, a noise that might typically grate on the nerves, yet now stands as a reassuring testament to the resilience of the metal against the biting cold. A malfunctioning stove could spell disaster. With a keen gaze, he scrutinizes the glowing embers. As you pause, the world around you seems to fade away. As dawn breaks, the whole family prepares to embark on their day, guided by the flickering visions that dance within the firebox.
8,
Still a spark of life, he declares, a sense of relief coloring his tone. Pass me the box of kindling, if you would. This is no ordinary morning fire. What unfolds before you is the culmination of a refined thermal survival system, honed by frontier families through relentless trials and tribulations. Every gesture your father performs unfolds in a carefully crafted rhythm, honed through the ages. First, he carefully positions small, bone-dry splinters of pine, kindling that has been meticulously prepared weeks in advance and stored close to the stove, awaiting this very moment. He carefully places them, each one finding its rightful spot. With meticulous precision, he constructs a delicate framework above the glowing coals, allowing air to dance freely while ensuring that the tiniest fragments embrace the warmth of the embers below. This kindling's dwindled to just a few, he remarks. John, it seems we must delve deeper into our task today. That is indeed you. At the age of 12, you stand at the threshold of responsibility, ready to lend a hand with the vital tasks of fire management. You acknowledge him with a silent nod, even though the shadows conceal your presence. The kindling must be just right. If it's too thick, it won't catch from the coals. And if it's too thin, it will burn away before the larger pieces can ignite. With a tender gesture, your father bends low, his face hovering near the stove's opening as he softly breathes life into the smoldering coals. Not forceful bursts as one might envision, but rather gentle. Continuous breaths that deliver just the right amount of oxygen to rekindle the embers without scattering their warmth. It was a journey that unfolded over many years, a craft he honed. With patience and dedication, the method proves effective. A delicate flicker emerges, cautiously caressing the dry twigs. He carefully selects slightly larger pieces now, positioning them with intention to craft a charming miniature log cabin structure that optimizes airflow. The flames start to dance and swell, casting flickering shadows in the dim light. Emma, dear, would you be so kind as to check the water bucket? Your mother gently prompts your older sister. With a hint of hesitation, Emma slips from beneath the warm embrace of her covers. Clutching a shawl to envelop her nightclothes, she glides to the corner where a bucket rests upon a modest table and gently reaches inside. Encased in a crystalline embrace, she announces, wrapping her fingers against the glacial facade. Throughout the journey, your mother lets out a soft sigh. Once more, we find ourselves tasked with the art of melting snow. With a soft groan, she rises, the bed protesting gently beneath her as she steps away. The little ones, your two younger brothers and baby sister, huddle closely, creating a warm cocoon of shared warmth. This morning, the little ones aged 6, 4, and 2 will be nestled in their beds for as long as the world outside allows. Thomas, what's the weather like today? Your mother inquires, slipping a woolen dress over her nightgown, without first shedding the nightgown. Layers weave the fabric of survival. Your father can sense the temperature without a thermometer. Years spent on the edge of the wild have transformed his body into a finely tuned gauge. Last night, the temperature plummeted to a chilling 40 below, marking the coldest point of this winter season. Chillier than the February that came before, she inquires, alluding to a harsh cold snap that turned their water barrel to ice within the house and claimed the life of the neighbor's cow in its barn. It's not as dire as it seems, he remarks. But remember, it's only January. The most challenging times are yet to come. He tends to the fire, carefully placing larger sticks one by one. Each addition, a moment of anticipation, a dance of patience in the flickering light. Excessive wood, added too swiftly, would stifle the delicate flickers of light. This daily ritual of igniting a fire transcends mere comfort. It stands as a crucial line between existence and oblivion. The art of reviving a fire from the faintest glow of dying embers is a treasure far more precious than gold in the wilds of the frontier. John, rise and shine. Your mother's voice echoes through the morning air, beckoning you from the realm of dreams. Water is essential for our morning meal. With a heavy heart, you pull yourself from the embrace of the cozy quilts, the chill of the air striking you, as if it were a tangible force. Your fingers feel rigid, struggling to grasp the garments you reach for. With haste, you slip into your clothes, pulling on an extra pair of wool socks, lovingly crafted by your mother last autumn from the very sheep's wool your family worked to process together. In the stillness before dawn, the world outside reveals a haunting beauty, both mesmerizing and perilous. The stars shimmer with an otherworldly brilliance against the dark canvas of the night, while the snow glimmers softly guiding your path to the shed, illuminating the way without the need for a lantern. Your breath catches in the air, crystallizing into delicate frost that clings to your scarf. You draw it snugly around your visage, allowing only a glimpse of your eyes to peek through. As the night wrapped its icy fingers around the world, the shed door stood resolute, sealed tight by the frost's embrace. One must bear down with great effort 3 times before the ice gives way and swings open. Home, you reach for the snow shovel, a rustic wooden scoop adorned with metal banding, crafted by your father during the last winter's chill. With purpose, you make your way to the pristine patch of snow that beckons you. It is wise to avoid gathering snow from the vicinity of the cabin walls or outbuildings, as it may be tainted. As you step closer to the edge of the clearing, your gaze falls upon the pristine blanket of fresh snow, lying undisturbed and inviting. The snow whispers beneath your boots, a crisp and chilly sound, light and airy, a delicate powder that crumbles effortlessly when gathered. This type of snow produces less water upon melting, so be sure to fill the bucket to the brim. The morning air sears your lungs with every inhalation. Even with the mittens snugly wrapped around your fingers, a biting chill seeps in, and soon enough, the ache of cold begins to creep in after just a few fleeting moments. With swift hands, you gather the pristine snow, filling the wooden bucket to the brim, compressing it tightly, and then adding more until it towers above. As you make your way back to the cabin, find the fire crackling, casting a cozy warmth in the area around the stove. Your father has begun the process, placing the first small logs with precision, crafting a coal bed that promises to endure. The metal sides of the stove begin to sing a symphony of pings and creaks, a tale of heat and expansion unfolding in. "The kitchen air well done," your mother exclaims as she takes hold of the snow bucket. She positions it just close enough to the stove to allow it to melt, yet far enough away to avoid the perilous surge of steam that could shatter the stove's sturdy cast iron. "Now, lend a hand to your father with the larger logs while I begin to prepare breakfast." Your father stands at the woodpile within the cabin. Your split logs are meticulously arranged, each piece sorted by size and type, creating a harmonious display of nature's bounty. After months of meticulous preparation, this indoor supply has finally come to fruition. In the vibrant embrace of spring, trees are brought down, their trunks split and neatly stacked, allowing them to season under the warm sun of summer and the crisp air of fall. As winter approaches, the finest pieces are carefully selected and brought indoors, ensuring they remain dry and ready for the cold months ahead. He shares that oak is essential for the main morning fire. While you may be aware, pine ignites with a swift and intense flame, promising beginnings, yet fleeting in endurance. The finest choice for an overnight stay is hickory, though we shall save that for a later time. The oak provides a warm embrace, wrapping us in its steady heat as we navigate the morning's chill. The oak logs stand robust and weighty, testament to their enduring strength. Your father selects 3, measuring the length of a forearm and as thick as your wrist. These choices are not made at random. He contemplates their form, the intricate patterns of the grain, and even the delicate variations in weight that reveal their moisture content. "Recall, John," he says, offering you one of the logs. "We're not merely igniting a flame, or crafting a warmth system that must function flawlessly with each and every attempt. In this moment, every detail matters profoundly. Fire that is not built well can burn too fast, wasting valuable wood, or even worse. It might extinguish while everyone is busy outside, leaving the cabin vulnerable to the cold. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, the air would grow thick and heavy, rendering it a place where no soul could linger. At this moment, Emma has arranged the small folding table close to the stove, lending a hand to your mother as they prepare breakfast together. In the chill of winter, The menu remains a familiar tale, seldom changing its chapters. Picture this: a warm bowl of cornmeal mush, perhaps sweetened with a drizzle of molasses, if fortune smiles upon us, accompanied by steaming coffee for the grown-ups. On those special days, one might find salt pork or bacon gracing the table, yet during the coldest months, meat is doled out with great care. The little ones are stirring now, still wrapped in their cozy beds, propped up and eager, anticipating the moment the cabin warms enough for them to emerge from beneath the comforting quilts. In a cozy corner of the home, young Michael, just 4 years old, finds comfort with his tiny hand nestled in the soft fur of Buck, the family's beloved mixed-breed dog. As winter nights envelop the world outside, Buck becomes a warm guardian. Snuggled close to the children, sharing warmth and companionship in the chilly air. "Mama, it's so cold my teeth hurt," whines little William, just 6 years old. "Linger beneath the warm embrace of the covers a while longer," your mother gently suggests. "Before long, the warmth will embrace us once again." The little one, Catherine, remains silent, her tiny presence a calm in the storm. At the tender age of 2, she has seamlessly woven herself into the cadence of the harsh frontier winters. She nestles further into the cozy bedding, with only her eyes and the crown of her head peeking out. Your father approaches the stove, carrying the oak logs with care. With a gentle push, he swings the door ajar, his gaze sweeping over the flickering flames as if reading a well-worn tale. He selects the first log with intention, positioning it just so, ensuring it will embrace the fire's warmth without disturbing its dance. The fire crackles and whispers, the fresh wood awakening to the warmth of the flames. "Perfect," he whispers, as if sharing a secret with the universe rather than anyone nearby. With a gentle motion, he shuts the stove door and fine-tunes the damper, an essential element that governs the flow of air and, in turn, the pace of the flames' dance. When the door is ajar, the flames dance with wild abandon. Should it be too tightly sealed, it risks smoldering and releasing perilous smoke. Upon the stove, your mother has set a sturdy cast-iron pot, brimming with the snow. You gathered, it starts to soften, transforming into slush, before finally yielding to water. Beside it rests a coffee pot, accompanied by a larger pot destined for the cornmeal mush. Every moment holds value. The very flames that warm the cabin also prepare the meals and transform the snow into precious drinking water. Serving for cooking, and the scant washing that can be managed in the depths of winter's chill. "John, take a look at the windows," your father says with a knowing tone. "Ensure that the coverings are tightly fastened. Every window in the cabin stands ready for the winter, adorned with layers of protection, like a well-crafted shield against the cold. Initially, scraps have been wedged into every crevice surrounding the frame. Next, oiled paper drapes over the glass, a humble shield that permits a gentle glow while keeping the warmth at bay. At last, thick quilts drape over every window, ensnaring the warmth within. As you approach each window, you take a moment to ensure the quilts are gracefully draped and that no rags have slipped from their place. As the morning light spills through the east-facing window, you gently draw back the quilt, if only for a fleeting moment to catch a glimpse of the world outside. The initial whispers of dawn begin to emerge, a delicate illumination breaking through the dark canvas of the night sky. "The sun is rising," you announce. "Well done," your father remarks. "Today we have the task of cutting firewood, and I would prefer to avoid doing it under the cloak of darkness." The flames are dancing higher now, their warmth spreading like a whispered secret in the night. The surface of the stove has warmed to a point where the snow in the pot is swiftly transforming into water. Your mother gently stirs the cornmeal into the pot with a wooden spoon, crafting a nourishing dish that will fuel the hard work ahead. In the chill of the day, the cabin, once enveloped in a biting chill just half an hour prior, now starts to embrace a gentle warmth, radiating outward from the stove in a cozy 6-foot circle. The contrast in temperature is striking. One can truly witness the moment where warm air dances with cold, creating a shimmering, unseen barrier. Your mother sees it as well. Emma guides Catherine to the cozy side now, ensure her feet remain shrouded. With gentle care, Emma scoops up the toddler, cradling her in a cozy quilt, and draws her close to the warmth of the stove. The little girl's face, once tight with the chill, softens as the warmth envelops her. "Thomas," your mother calls out, her hands busy with her tasks. "Remember, we're running low on lamp oil. Should this chill linger, we may find ourselves shrouded in darkness by the time next week arrives." Your father nods with a solemn expression. "I understand." As I make my way to town, I can't shake the feeling that the looming storm is just waiting to unleash its fury upon me. In the heart of winter, survival unfolds as a delicate dance of supplies, weather, and essential needs. Each moment a careful reckoning of what is required to endure the chill. Each choice holds significance. Venture into the bustling town for much-needed supplies, braving the looming storm, or remain in the safety of your home, facing the peril of dwindling essentials. Gather more firewood today, or mend the loose chinking in the northern wall. Every decision carried the weight of fate, teetering on the edge of existence. As the morning light filters through the frost-kissed windows, the cabin has embraced a semblance of warmth. Hovering around 45 degrees by the comforting glow of the stove, while the edges remain stubbornly cold, a reminder of the Montana winters. Grip. The frost clings stubbornly to the inner walls, refusing to yield to warmth. It sparkles enchantingly in the flickering glow of the fire. "Breakfast," your mother proclaims with a warm smile. The family comes together at the small table, with the exception of your father, who carries his bowl to the door. With a determined glance, he dons his heavy coat, a fur-lined canvas garment that envelops him down to his knees, ready to venture out and check on the animals. Your mother raises her voice, filled with concern, insisting that the chill is far too biting for them to seek shelter in the lean-to. "Gather the chickens within, and if necessary, the cow as well." He gently shakes his head, a subtle gesture that speaks volumes. The cow, too large for the cabin door, is snugly wrapped up in the barn, safe and sound. Last night, I carefully stacked extra hay against the walls. It seems that chickens may need to find their way indoors after all. With that, he swings the door wide and steps into the frigid embrace of the outside world. The icy breath of winter slicing through the cozy refuge of the cabin. With a swift motion, he shuts the door behind him. "Hurry now, my friends, for the steaming cornmeal brings a comforting warmth that seeps into your very soul." In the chill of winter, silence reigns over the dining table, where words are set aside and the warmth of shared moments speaks volumes. It squanders both warmth and precious moments. Each calorie holds significance, and every instant spent in the chill demands energy essential for the body's endurance. "John, once you're finished, lend me a hand with the heated stones," your mother suggests, her mouth full of food. The heated stones play a vital role in the intricate dance of the frontier thermal management system. Rocks, each about the size of a fist, gathered from the creek bed during the warm summer days, find their place. Near the comforting glow of the stove, as the day unfolds, they gather warmth from the flickering flames of the fire. As darkness falls, they are swathed in tattered cloth and nestled into the beds, offering a soothing embrace of warmth that lingers for hours. With careful hands, you choose 4 stones from beside the stove, a rag wrapped around your fingers to shield them from the warmth radiating off the surface. They possess a fiery intensity that makes them just right. With the right layers, they'll hold on to their warmth until the sun reaches its peak. With deft hands, your mother wraps each stone in multiple layers of cloth, creating a careful package that tells a story of protection and care. First, a delicate cotton cloth that can endure the fierce flames, followed by remnants of wool for warmth and protection. At last, a fragment of a time-worn blanket to weave it all into one cohesive tale. With careful hands, she binds each bundle tightly with twine. She beckons, guiding them to their cozy nests, where dreams await. One rests at the foot of each bed, nestled beneath the quilts, yet careful not to brush against their skin directly. With great care, you position the heated stones as instructed, gently nestling them beneath the covers. In just a few moments, the bedding will embrace their warmth, weaving together cozy pockets of heat that linger for hours on end. The door creaks open once more, revealing your father, who strides in with a wooden crate filled with clucking chickens. Birds once vibrant and lively now sit in silence, hushed by the chill that blankets the world around them. "It's grim out there," he conveys, placing the crate in the corner furthest from the sleeping quarters. In the stillness of the night, the thermometer clung to the barn wall, only to meet its fate as the glass shattered, a casualty of the biting cold. Your mother glances up with a sudden intensity. And what of the cow? She clings to life, yet trembles fiercely. I offered her a generous portion of feed and carefully nestled additional hay around her. I shall return to this matter in an hour's time. With a determined stomp, he dislodges the snow from his boots, each thud echoing the crispness of the winter air. The well lies frozen, a solid block of ice. And I believe it will be melting the snow for at least a week, I reckon. This news weighs upon us. To meet all water needs, one must melt snow for drinking. It's cooking and minimal washing, which demands a considerable amount of firewood. It places an additional burden on resources that have been meticulously managed. How's our wood supply looking? Your mother inquires, her tone hinting that she already knows what lies ahead. There are roughly 8 days' supply tucked away inside, perhaps another week's worth sheltered in the covered stack by the barn. He sheds his coat, draping it over a peg, allowing the frost that clings to its surface to surrender to the warmth of the stove's embrace. Today we must embrace the blade and carve deeper, regardless of the obstacles that lie ahead. In this moment, the harsh truth of surviving a winter on the frontier unfolds before us. The journey offers no respite, no pause. No moment to catch one's breath in the relentless pursuit of survival. Each day unfolds with essential, pivotal tasks that demand immediate attention and cannot be delayed. At the table, your father now occupies his seat, hastily consuming his cornmeal mush, which has lost its warmth in the short span he spent outdoors. He remains silent, accepting the circumstances without a word of discontent. Chilled meals are simply a part of the winter tale we all experience. As the first light of dawn breaks, John shares his plan with me, pausing to savor each bite of his meal. Soon, we will venture out to gather wood. Today, Emma will take on the barn chores, as the chill in the air keeps the little ones indoors. At 15, Emma stands on the threshold of adulthood, deemed capable of navigating the complexities of life's many responsibilities. She nods. Yet her expression reveals a reluctance to brave the biting chill ahead. Your father continues, saying that the snow piled high against the north wall needs to be repacked. It has slipped away, and I can sense the chill creeping in. Ah, the snowbank, a clever marvel woven into the fabric of frontier insulation systems. As the snow drifts against the cabin walls, it weaves an extra layer of protection from the biting wind, wrapping the structure in a cozy embrace. Yet this serene scene demands diligent care, particularly after the wild gusts of the night have passed. What tales does the ice on the roof hold? Your mother inquires, to gathering around the chimney once more. Your father gives a solemn nod. I must tidy it up before we venture out for wood. We must be cautious. The danger of it melting and creating a blockage looms if a warm spell arrives. Ice dams pose a formidable danger to the very existence of cabins. When the snow atop the roof begins to melt from the warmth of the chimney, it may refreeze at the edges, forming a dam that captures additional snowmelt. This process can ultimately lead to water seeping beneath the shingles and into the cabin. In the heart of winter, a roof that leaks can spell disaster. The sky outside begins to brighten as the shadows retreat and a soft gray dawn emerges. The sun ascends. The temperature may nudge upwards, possibly reaching a fortunate -20, rendering outdoor tasks just a touch less perilous as your father completes his breakfast. He rises, his mind already weaving through the essential tasks that lie ahead for the day. John, bundle up in your coziest attire. First, we'll tackle the ice on the roof, then we'll pay another visit to the animals. And after that, we'll make our way to the woodlot. You acknowledge, aware of the journey that lies before you. Endless hours of grueling, icy toil that demand flawless execution, all while battling the chill that numbs fingers and the ever-present danger of frostbite.
Ow.
In this realm, there exists no place for grievances, nor any allowance for frailty. Winter survival calls for total commitment. As you slip on your second pair of cozy wool socks, your eyes drift toward the window. The oiled paper radiates with the dawn's first true light, revealing the frost patterns that have gracefully settled upon it overnight, delicate crystalline formations, both exquisite and perilous. At least the snow isn't falling, you muse, grasping for a glimmer of hope in the day that lies before you. Your father perceives the whispers of your mind. A storm approaches, he remarks, gazing out the window with a knowing glance. A chill runs through me. It's whispering that we have perhaps 6 hours before the storm arrives. 6 hours spent gathering enough wood to endure what could be days of relentless blizzard conditions. In a race against time, 6 hours to gather the creatures, ensure the cabin's defenses are strong, embrace for whatever may come. On a typical winter day in the Montana frontier, each sunrise brings with it a sense of triumph. And the careful tending of a fire can mean the difference between survival and peril. In the quiet corners of your thoughts, as you brace yourself against the biting chill, a question lingers. How many more winters can your family endure this way? How many more dawns will greet you with icy water and the frantic search for warmth? How many more days will stretch before you, filled with the relentless struggle for survival? Yet there's no room for such musings at this moment. The flames dance, the cabin fills with warmth, and tasks await, tasks of survival. The very essence our forebears excelled in, now faded from our memory. As you nestle into your cozy modern bed, take a moment to appreciate the warmth that surrounds you. That bedroom thermometer, resting at a delightful 68 degrees, would have been seen as a wondrous blessing by the pioneers of old, a marvel that stretched the limits of their imagination. As you follow your father outside, the biting cold wraps around you, snatching your breath in an icy embrace. It's a chill that seeps deep into your bones, prompting thoughts of survival in this harsh expanse. The air is so frigid that it turns your nostril hairs to ice and glues your eyelashes shut if you dare to linger in a blink. Keep moving, your father urges, his voice wrapped in the warmth of his scarf. To remain motionless is to invite your own demise in this unforgiving land. The sun begins its ascent over the eastern hills, painting the world in long blue shadows that stretch across the pristine snow. Even with the sun shining brightly, the chill in the air lingers, keeping the temperature firmly below zero. As you step into the snow, listen closely to the way it squeaks beneath your boots. A unique, high-pitched melody that only emerges in the heart of winter's chill. Your father presents you with a wooden snow rake, a crafted instrument featuring a lengthy handle and a flat wooden blade imbued with the spirit of craftsmanship. Begin at the southern corner as I take a moment to inspect the chimney, he directs. As you start your arduous task at the roof's edge, where treacherous ice dams have taken hold, the labor weighs heavily on your back as you stretch your arms high, wielding the heavy rake to dislodge the stubborn layers of snow and ice. A familiar discomfort creeps into your fingers, even through the warmth of 2 pairs of mittens, within mere moments. Across the cabin, your father has ascended a carefully arranged stack of firewood, striving to reach the roof by the chimney. With a metal tool in hand, he strikes the ice, sending shards tumbling to the earth in a cacophony of sound. Almost completely obstructed, he beckons over. Just one more day, and we would have found ourselves with smoke swirling in our space. It's no stretch to say that a blocked chimney is more than just a nuisance. It can pose serious dangers. As the smoke crept into the cabin, it threatened to envelop the family in a deadly embrace, either suffocating them in their slumber or driving them out into the merciless cold that awaited beyond the walls. As you labor, your thoughts wander to the primary endeavor awaiting you, the art of cutting firewood. Without a reliable source of well-prepared wood, the family's intricate heating system crumbles, and in the absence of warmth, winter claims its victory. The Morrison family, much like all those who thrived on the frontier, had transformed the art of preparing firewood into a meticulous craft. It went beyond merely felling trees. It involved a careful choice of species, timing the cuts to the seasons, allowing the wood to season for just the right length of time, and shaping it into precise sizes to meet various heating requirements. As you complete the task of clearing your section of the roof, you notice your father has already shifted his focus to the north wall of the cabin, diligently shoveling fresh snow against the base to enhance insulation. You step into his world, uninvited yet eager. In the chill of winter, each soul toils diligently, for the stakes are high, and idleness has no place when survival hangs in the balance. With a firm hand, he guides the process, showing how to mold the snow into a sturdy barrier beside the cabin. Ensuring every flake is pressed into place, we desire it to be substantial enough to shield against the wind, rather than merely resting loosely. Behold this snowbank, a marvel of simplicity, serving as a free insulation system that bestows considerable warmth upon the cabin's interior. Amidst the sturdy logs, your mother and siblings rely on the snowbanks to maintain a bearable warmth. With the pressing repairs to the roof and walls finished, your father guides you to the barn, a humble building that, though smaller than the cabin, plays a vital role in providing shelter for the livestock. Within the cozy confines, the family's milk cow trembles, even though she is snugly swathed in worn blankets and cushioned by a bed of hay. With a heavy heart, your father murmurs, his fingers tracing the contours of the creature's frail body. Another night of such biting chill could very well be her undoing. The tapestry of the family's life, the cow stands as a cherished treasure, providing not just milk and butter, but the promise of new life with each calf born. Her absence would be devastating, akin to the loss of a fortune in today's world. Tonight, he resolves to welcome her inside. She shall find her place nestled by the woodpile in the corner. This is a bold decision, introducing livestock into the heart of the home. In the cabin, 9 souls find themselves woven together in a tapestry of close quarters. Introducing a 1,000-pound cow brings with it a reduction in space and the inevitable chaos that follows. Yet the thought of losing the creature is simply beyond comprehension. What of the chickens? You inquire, gesturing toward the second stall where a dozen hens gather closely, their familiar clucking hushed by the chill in the air. They will remain indoors until the chill of this cold snap finally gives way. Your mother may not take kindly to the chaos, yet we mustn't jeopardize their safety. In these choices, the essence of surviving the winter unfolds before us. Each creature, every log stacked with care, and all the provisions saved from the warmth of summer are meticulously tended resources, forming a vital barrier between the family and the harsh grips of hunger or the biting cold. As the morning chores come to a close, your father shifts his focus to the true endeavors that lie ahead. Gather the saws and axes, he commands. We shall journey to the woodlot with our trusty sled in tow. In the heart of the wilderness, there lies a woodlot, a secluded section of forest, a mere quarter-mile from the cozy cabin. In the days of construction, the trees that once embraced the homestead were cleared away, leading to longer journeys for firewood as time passed. From the humble lean-to, you gather the tools, each one a piece of the tale waiting to unfold. 2 Tumon saws, each boasting their signature elongated blades and sturdy wooden handles, accompanied by 3 axes of varying sizes and iron wedges designed for splitting. Every tool is cared for with great attention. Through consistent filing, the wooden handles lovingly treated with oil to guard against drying and cracking. Once upon a time, there was a man named John Thomas. Hold on a second. Your mother beckons from the cabin entrance, clad in a shawl. She moves swiftly through the chilly air, the fabric of her skirts dancing around her as she approaches, something held delicately in her hands.
I'll receive these offerings.
She has packed 2 pairs of cozy wool socks for the journey ahead. She beckons, place these over your mittens. The chill in the air demands more than mere leather and wool today. In the chill of winter, a clever layering technique emerges. Wool socks snugly enveloping mittens, offering vital defense for those delicate extremities that are most susceptible. To the biting frost, the makeshift solution outshines every single pair of gloves that existed in that moment. and with a flourish she presents a small tin, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Within lies a blend of bear grease and beeswax. For your faces, we wish to keep your skin from splitting apart. As you and your father carefully apply the potent mixture to your bare skin, the scent envelops you both, a shared ritual steeped in tradition. Though it may be greasy and far from pleasant, it serves as a protective shield, warding off the harsh embrace of cold air and biting wind that threaten to harm exposed skin. Your father assures us that we shall return before the sun dips below the horizon. Maintain the warmth of the flame, your mother acknowledges, grasping the deeper meaning behind his words. If you don't return before nightfall, it will mean that trouble has brewed, and she will face the daunting task of navigating the flames. With the scant wood available indoors, beside the barn, the wooden sled stands patiently, a testament to craftsmanship. Its robust frame and elegantly curved oak runners poised to carry the weight of winter's bounty across the glistening snow. During the summer months, the same timber would find its way onto wagons, yet it is the snow that truly simplifies the task. Easing the burden of heavy loads with its gentle touch on the ground, your father secures himself to the sled with leather straps that crisscross over his shoulders, readying for the journey ahead. Once the sled is brimming with wood, you'll lend your strength to pull it along. At this moment, you stroll beside your father, holding the lighter tools as he pulls the weighty saws on the vacant sled. The journey to the woodlot unfolds in quietude. As you both tread softly, preserving your strength and shielding your faces from the biting chill of the air, your breath crystallizes in the air, forming delicate frost upon your scarf and the brim of your hat where it kisses your forehead. As you step into the forest, a gentle warmth envelops you, a stark contrast to the chill of the open spaces beyond. The trees stand tall, their branches weaving a tapestry that shields the wind, crafting a serene moment that brings a whisper of comfort. Your father pauses, his gaze sweeping over the trees with a discerning eye, as if he were assessing a canvas for a masterpiece. "We require a blend today," he declares, his voice weaving dense wisps in the atmosphere. Oak for enduring warmth, hickory for the night's embrace, the touch of pine for those swift morning flames. He moves with purpose, traversing from one tree to the next, scrutinizing each one, occasionally tapping the trunks gently with the back of his axe. He gestures towards a medium-sized tree, its lower trunk stripped of bark and shares. "This oak's been dead for about 2 years. That's just right for us already, with a hint of flavor yet still in good shape. This is a legacy of wisdom in forestry. Shared through the ages, a living tree holds an abundance of moisture, making it difficult to ignite and burn effectively. A tree that has lingered in death for far too long turns punky and rotten, igniting swiftly with barely a whisper of warmth. Yet a tree that has been lifeless for 1, 2, 3 years presents the perfect firewood, having naturally dried while still brimming with latent energy." He chooses this one first, settling himself beside the tree with purpose. Position yourself on the opposite side of the saw. Behold the 2-man crosscut saw, a true wonder of engineering. With its flexible steel blade and uniquely crafted teeth, it effortlessly slices through wood in both directions, showcasing the brilliance of its design. You find yourself facing your father, your fingers wrapped tightly around the wooden handle. He reminds us, allow the saw to take the lead. Do not push too hard, or you may find yourself ensnared by the very weapon you wield. Gentle, rhythmic movements. In this realm is the delicate touch of accuracy that reigns supreme over sheer power. In the hands of a 12-year-old boy, a well-handled saw can slice through hardwood with remarkable ease. Yet even the mightiest can be worn down by poor technique, and the risk of damaging precious tools irreplaceable in the wild looms large. With a steady cadence, you engage in the dance of labor, guiding the saw back and forth through the icy timber in the face of the biting chill. A warmth begins to envelop you as the effort stirs the air around, steam swirling from your forms. Your grandfather, a master of his craft, could slice through a cord each day. Your father recounts taking a moment to regain his breath, Even in his 60s, he toiled with the vigor of those half his age. How did he accomplish that, you wonder? Filled with a sense of wonder about this remarkable woodcutter of lore, he had a deep understanding of wood. A straightforward response emerged. Understood the right trees to choose, the art of felling them to ease the task. The wisdom of splitting along the grain rather than against it, for a clever individual accomplishes twice as much as a brawny, unwise one. This tale transcends the mere recounting of your grandfather's life. It's a tale of resourcefulness on the edge of the unknown. In a world where each calorie expended hinges on the availability of food and every fleeting hour of daylight holds immense value, the art of working wisely takes on a significance that rivals the sheer effort put forth. The tree groans softly. As you approach the final stroke of the cut, the heavy trunk bearing down on the saw with an undeniable force. Take heed, your father cautions. It begins to tilt ever so slightly. Take a moment to pause when I share this with you. Chopping down trees stands as one of the most perilous endeavors on the edge of civilization. One wrong step could lead to a fate sealed beneath the weight of heavy timber, far from any medical aid. With the chilling air promising a swift end long before rescue could reach the scene, back, he cries out, the tree emitting a sudden, sharp crack. You both swiftly retreat, navigating at an angle to the descent. The great oak stands tall, pausing as if contemplating its fate before yielding to the pull of gravity. It tumbles through the lesser branches, and when it finally meets the earth, a tremor ripples through the stillness of the frost-kissed forest floor. Well done, your father remarks with a sense of pride. The area was cleared completely, with no branches left to dangle. So, the true work unfolds, as this magnificent tree is skillfully shaped into perfectly sized logs. Ready to warm the cabin stove, the trunk shall be severed into sections. Those sections divided into manageable fragments, and all of it carefully loaded onto the sled to be transported back to the homestead. Let's divide this fallen trunk into manageable sections, your father suggests, indicating the task at hand. With careful precision, you place the crosscut saw atop the sturdy trunk, harmonizing your efforts to slice it into segments, each about 18 inches long, the perfect dimensions for the warmth of your cabin stove. This serves as yet another illustration of the meticulousness demanded for survival on the frontier. What that is too long cannot find its place in the stove, while what that is too short dances away in flames far too swiftly. While you labor, your father shares tales of the various woods, each with its own unique role in the grand design of the heating system. Pine ignites with a fierce intensity. It's perfect for igniting flames or providing a swift warmth as dawn breaks. He explains, with each powerful stroke, yet it consumes itself too rapidly for the night and leaves behind creosote in the flue. What is creosote, you wonder, even though this tale has been told to you before? It's that dark, sticky substance that accumulates within the chimney's depths. Should we choose to burn solely pine, the necessity to clean the chimney would arise every fortnight, lest we invite a fire that threatens to consume the entire cabin in the wild expanse of the frontier. The wisdom of knowing how various woods ignite and the consequences that follow can mean the difference between survival and peril. He goes on to say that oak burns at a leisurely pace, creating enduring coals, while hickory stands out as the finest choice for an overnight fire. Burns linger, smoldering with intensity. A sturdy hickory log can keep those coals glowing until dawn, provided you stack it just so. When he speaks of banking, he refers to the art of meticulously arranging logs and skillfully managing airflow to ensure a gentle, enduring glow throughout the night. It's a vital ability that families on the frontier honed out of sheer necessity. The dialogue hangs in the air as you complete the slicing of a segment. Your father pauses, laying the saw down, and reaches for the axe instead. And now he speaks of division. Observe the careful placement of the wedge. When it comes to burning wood, split pieces outshine their round counterparts, providing a greater surface area for the flames to feast upon. However, the art of splitting demands a keen insight into the wood grain and a strategic approach to tool placement, ensuring that each swing delivers maximum impact with minimal exertion. Your father examines the oak round, discerning the natural. Checks in the wood that reveal the direction of the grain. With a deft hand, he places an iron wedge along one of those lines, and delivers a solid blow with the back of his axe. The frozen wood stands firm initially, but with 3 determined strikes. A gratifying crack emerges, and the round begins to split open just enough to reveal its secrets. He gestures towards the split, saying, "You'll see that day." Embrace the natural. Flow, moving in harmony rather than resistance. It's what yearns to part in a particular manner. Resist it, and you'll find yourself toiling even more. With a deft motion, he places a second wedge into the widening fissure, driving it deeper with a steady rhythm until the round finally yields, splitting into 2 perfect halves. The halves shall be divided once more and again, until they reach the perfect size for the stove's embrace. You immerse yourself in the art of splitting, discovering through hands-on experience the perfect placement of wedges, the force of your strikes, and the whispers of the wood's inherent nature. The toil is relentless, compounded by the biting chill that tightens your limbs and drains your warmth. After 2 hours, you've transformed about a quarter of the fallen oak into something new. Your father stands tall, easing the tension in his lower back with a gentle rub. "We must find our rhythm," he suggests. "We have a good 4 hours of toil ahead of us, and we must return before the tempest arrives." With a graceful motion, he delves into the depths of his coat, retrieving a delicate cloth bundle that your mother lovingly prepared. A handful of chilled cornbread and slivers of cured venison. While it may not qualify as a proper meal by conventional standards, it serves as essential sustenance for those laboring in the harsh embrace of extreme cold. With haste, you consume your meal. It's perched upon the weathered trunk of a fallen tree. In the face of the harsh chill, you've ignited a warmth. Within, enough to feel a semblance of comfort as long as you keep your feet in motion. The peril your father has cautioned about repeatedly arises when you cease your movement and the sweat turns to ice upon your skin. "Should we gather some pine as well?" you inquire, your mouth full of the hearty venison. Your father gives a knowing nod. "Once we complete the task of processing this oak, we'll take down a sturdy pine, and if time permits, we'll explore the possibility of a hickory as well." As you dive back into your tasks, your father seamlessly transitions into a role of guidance, sharing wisdom not through structured lessons, but through the hands-on knowledge that sustains families on the edge of the wild. The flames dance and flicker, he describes as you prepare for another round. It requires the perfect nourishment at the perfect moment, must inhale the right air, and calls for careful observation and nurturing. He paints a vivid picture of the cabin's heating system as a harmonious entity, detailing the stove with its meticulously calibrated dampers, the chimney expertly drawing away smoke while preserving warmth, the thoughtful positioning of water containers to infuse the air with moisture, and the careful arrangement of furniture to foster inviting heat zones. He remarks that your mother has a keen sense of the perfect spot for the baby's cradle, ensuring it's neither too near the stove, where the heat can be overwhelming, or too close to the walls, where the chill can seep in. In a hidden corner of the world, there exists a place where the air is always perfectly balanced, and she navigates to it effortlessly, as if guided by an unseen hand. In this realm, we find the essence of modern climate control, a profound grasp of heat dynamics cultivated through keen observation and the wisdom of ages, all without the aid of technology. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, you find yourself surrounded by the fruits of your labor, the oak tree transformed into an impressive pile of firewood, each piece cut to perfection and arranged with care upon the sled. Your father chooses a lifeless pine, and together you bring it down, slicing it into manageable pieces. The task of splitting pine unfolds with remarkable ease compared to oak, allowing the work to progress swiftly. "Oh, the storm approaches swifter than I anticipated," your father exclaims, glancing up at the sky peeking through the branches of the trees. The vibrant azure of dawn has surrendered to a muted slate, as the wind begins to stir, weaving a haunting melody through the treetops. He chooses to forego the hickory, a decision made with purpose. What we possess will suffice for our needs. Let us prepare this and embark on our journey homeward. With a keen eye, you meticulously arrange the split wood on the sled, stacking each piece with care to ensure the load is maximized and perfectly balanced. Upon completion, the towering pile reaches a height of 4 feet, bound with rope, to ensure the logs remain steadfast during their journey. Your father estimates that it's roughly half a cord. With a bit of caution, this should sustain us for 4 days. With determination, you both secure yourselves to the heavy sled, fastening the leather shoulder straps with care. The heft is considerable, a few hundred pounds of solid hardwood, yet the expertly crafted runners glide with surprising ease across the firm snow beneath. The journey back unfolds at a more leisurely pace than the one that let us out. The heavily laden sled demands unwavering vigilance, lest it veer off course on the slopes or become ensnared in the softer embrace of the snow beneath. As the cabin emerges from the swirling white, the wind howls fiercely, sending icy snowflakes that bite at any skin left unprotected. Just in time, your father remarks, gesturing toward the western sky, now cloaked in a foreboding shade of purple-gray. A storm is brewing. I'd bet it will arrive within the hour. Your mother stands at the cabin door, her expression a tapestry of relief woven with threads of worry and joy. She expresses her concern with a calm demeanor, gently assisting in unfastening the harness straps from your shoulders. The tempest approaches swiftly. What of the flames? Your father inquires right away, his worry evident from the start. With unwavering focus, Emma has been nurturing the flame, just as you taught her. Within the cabin's embrace, a semblance of warmth has settled in, hovering around a modest 50 degrees by the stove. Yet the chill lingers near the walls, allowing breath to dance in the air. Emma stands by the stove, her hands deftly maneuvering the iron poker to adjust a log with precision. At 15, she possesses the remarkable ability to handle the vital blaze with skill and confidence. Well done, your father remarks, examining the firebox with a keen eye. The coal bed is flawless. This is a commendation of great significance in a realm where the art of managing fire is synonymous with the essence of survival. Emma radiates a glow of pride, even as fatigue tugs at her from a morning spent nurturing the flames in her younger siblings. We must stack this wood before the storm arrives, your father declares, already pivoting toward the door. John, you stay inside and I'll pass it through to you. In the next half hour, a whirlwind of movement unfolds as the cherished firewood makes its journey from the sled to the cozy indoor stack. Every item undergoes a careful glance for any lingering snow or ice, followed by a gentle brushing to ensure it shines bright. Bringing moisture into the wood supply may jeopardize its ability to burn effectively. Against the wall, the indoor woodpile steadily rises, positioned farthest from the stove yet comfortably nestled within the warm zone, allowing the wood to dry in peace. The stack is a carefully curated collection, each piece thoughtfully organized by type and size. Pine stands apart from oak, while the driest pieces are placed for effortless reach. With a final flourish, your father declares, passing through the last armful as the wind outside crescendos into a wild howl. He enters with haste, shutting the door firmly against the dancing snowflakes outside. The tempest has arrived. In a race against the elements, the family has triumphed, gathering the vital firewood needed to weather the impending storm that could stretch on for days. It was not merely a stroke of luck or the result of tireless effort. It was the culmination of centuries of wisdom regarding the intricate dance of forests, the craftsmanship of tools, the essence of wood, and the art of predicting the whims of the weather. Your father approaches the stove, lifting the door to peer into the flickering flames within. The interior radiates a warm orange-red hue, with a flawless bed of coals nestled beneath the partially charred logs. With a careful hand, he tweaks the damper, gently curbing the airflow to temper the flame's eager dance. With a sense of triumph, he declares that we can weather the storm ahead. With warmth, sustenance, and the comfort of home, we possess all that truly matters. Outside, the blizzard wraps the homestead in a swirling white darkness, yet within, the Morrison family has woven their own sanctuary of survival. A meticulously crafted microclimate centered around the wondrous glow of controlled fire. As you cradle your still cold hands near the stove, a realization washes over you. What you've witnessed and engaged in today transcends mere chores or labor. It is a masterful dance of thermal engineering, a lifeline that sustains frontier families through winters that would swiftly claim the unprepared. The fire crackles in the stove, devouring the oak you helped harvest with an almost alive hunger, turning its summer energy into the warmth that shields your family from the lethal chill lurking just outside the cabin walls. The blizzard rages outside, enveloping the Montana landscape in a swirling, howling white void. Within the cozy confines of the cabin, your family huddles around the stove, their ears attuned to the howling wind as it seeks out every crevice in the walls. "It sounds quite fierce out there," Emma remarks, her eyes darting to the ceiling as the wind howls with an unsettling whistle. Your father gives a solemn nod in response. A tempest such as this could snuff out a life in mere moments, perhaps even fewer. It whispers through the shadows, testing the boundaries of your sanctuary, probing and pushing, searching for any crack in your fortress. Upon discovering even the tiniest opening, it proclaims its find with a sharp, hyped whine, accompanied by a flurry of snow particles that twirl gracefully in the flickering firelight. "Thomas," your mother calls out, her finger gesturing towards the north window where a delicate line of snow begins to gather on the sill, familiar reminder of the leak that has returned once more. Your father casts a disapproving glance. "I believed I'd resolved that issue last month." He stands from his perch by the crackling fire, the most sought-after place in the cabin. He glides over to the window to take a closer look. After a meticulous examination, he declares that the chinking has failed. The chill of winter caused the clay to contract, drawing it away from the logs like a whispered secret fading into the night. This isn't merely a nuisance. It represents a potentially grave breach in the cabin's thermal envelope, one that could profoundly affect the family's capacity to sustain livable temperatures. Each wisp of warmth that slips away signifies another piece of cherished firewood used up. "A new batch needs to be remixed," he declares, casting a glance toward your mother. "Sarah, do we still have some of that fur set aside?" She affirms the presence of a small bag nestled within the storage chest. "Not much, really. We dedicated the majority of it to the east wall just last month." This exchange may strike contemporary listeners as curious animal hair for mending a window, but you grasp its significance completely, having observed and participated in this ritual countless times prior. "John," your father calls out, "would you be so kind as to retrieve the clay pot from behind the stove? The one we've been keeping warm?" From the warm embrace of the secondary heat zone, you carefully lift a small clay container. It rests not too close to the stove, where the fierce flames could dry it out entirely, but just near enough to safeguard its precious contents from the chill of freezing temperatures. Within lies a blend of clay soil gathered from the creek, bed in the warmth of summer, set aside with purpose for the repairs of winter's chill. Your mother unveils a small leather pouch, revealing a curious assortment of fur, hair, and wool fibers. Inside lies a chaotic collection of remnants from butchered animals, shed strands from livestock, and even human hair, carefully preserved. From haircuts past in the realm of frontier survival, every scrap holds value. "Emma, fetch me the ash bucket," your father commands with a steady voice. The systems at play here embody a rich tapestry of knowledge, woven over centuries, showcasing techniques that have been handed down through the ages, honed and perfected through the relentless trials of experience. Your family is crafting a unique version of chinking, the substance employed to fill the spaces between logs in the art of cabin building. While basic chinking may consist of simple clay or mud, the seasoned families of the frontier crafted intricate blends that provided exceptional insulation and lasting strength. Imagine a blend where clay lends its sturdy embrace and sticky nature, while wood ash steps in to enhance fire resistance and aid in the setting process. Add in the strength of animal hair, weaving through the mixture like rebar and concrete, and you have a truly remarkable sealant that tells a tale of resilience and ingenuity, your father murmurs, carefully blending the ingredients in a small wooden bowl, seeking the perfect balance. Should it be too wet, it will freeze before it has the chance to set. When it's too dry, it simply won't adhere. This wisdom is a precise method for crafting repair materials capable of enduring sub-zero temperatures. stands as a testament to the intricate ingenuity demanded by survival on the frontier. It isn't found in the pages of books, rather it flows through the wisdom of direct teaching and lived experiences. "Allow me to hold the lantern," your mother suggests. She gently lifts the coal oil lamp from the table. Illumination is essential for meticulous tasks, particularly around the shadowy corners of the cabin. Your father skillfully applies the chinking mixture, pressing it firmly into the gap where the original material has faltered. With fingers worn and weathered from countless days of toil, he glides over the surface, each movement a testament to his honed skill. With a thoughtful nod, he steps back, surveying his handiwork. Confident it will endure, at least until the heat beckons for a more thorough fix. In a mere span of 15 minutes, a vital maintenance task unfolds, one that stands guard against the relentless march of heat loss. In a contemporary dwelling, a subtle draft may slip by, unnoticed, or be deemed a trivial annoyance. In a humble cabin, on the rugged frontier, amidst the biting chill of a Montana winter, the line between survival and demise hangs precariously in the balance. He makes his way back to the familiar spot by the stove, cradling his hands close to the warmth that they have lost during the toil of repair. The wind's howling grows louder, fierce expression of the storm's frustration at the family's steadfast defenses. "Do you recall the Andersons' abode?" poses the question, turning his gaze toward your mother. "Ah, the winter of '78. She nods. With a heavy heart, the construction was so poor that the walls seemed as if they were woven from sheckload. "What became of them?" Emma inquires, her curiosity piqued as she leans in closer. Your parents share a glance, a silent conversation, unfolding between them as they weigh the balance of what to reveal to you and your siblings. Long last, your father finds his voice. "They didn't survive February," he states matter-of-factly, discovering them all gathered in the corner. The fire had extinguished days prior, as far as we could discern. In the stillness of the cabin, the only sounds that linger are the gentle crackle of the fire and the relentless howling of the storm outside. In a chilling tale, the Andersons met a tragic fate, their entire family succumbing to the unforgiving cold within the walls of their poorly insulated cabin, a haunting reminder of the perils that lie in wait. That's why I constantly emphasize the importance of proper chinking and insulation. Your father continues after a brief pause. It transcends mere comfort. It's a matter of survival in this realm. Young Michael, engrossed in his world of wooden blocks by the warm stove, suddenly lifts his gaze, his eyes sparkling with wonder. "Will we also feel the chill, Father?" "No, my boy," his father replied, with unwavering certainty. "Our cabin stands sturdy and secure, a testament to the care your mama and I poured into its creation. This is a claim grounded in truth. The Morrison cabin stands as a testament to the wisdom of those who came before, embodying the hard-earned lessons of survival through countless winters on the frontier." William, ever the enthusiast for tales, asks once more about the journey of building the cabin. Your father reclines, cradling his hands in the gentle embrace of the stove's warmth. "Indeed, we didn't merely throw some logs together and declare it complete, that's for sure. What unfolds here is more than a mere tale. It is a testament to the skills of building and survival that have sustained your family through 6 harsh winters in Montana. The first thing we did," your father begins, "was select the perfect Trey's straight pines, 16 to 18 inches thick, with minimal taper. We cut them in early spring, just as the sap began to run, but before it flowed fully. Even the timing of our harvest for the construction logs was meticulously planned. When trees are felled at an inopportune moment, they may hold on to an abundance of moisture, resulting in significant shrinkage as they dry out, or they could become more vulnerable to pesky insect invasions. We stripped the bark immediately," he goes on, "allowing them to cure throughout the summer, rotating them consistently to ensure they dried uniformly." Emma, familiar with this tale, chimes in, "And you carved them with a precise cut so they'd fit snugly." Your father gives a knowing nod, affirming the wisdom of the design. A saddle notch at the bottom and a V-notch at the top. This clever configuration forms a self-draining joint, expertly guiding water away and preventing moisture from accumulating, which could lead to freezing and splitting of the wood. In the intricate dance of log construction, what appears simple on the surface reveals a world of sophistication, showcasing the artistry and ingenuity woven into the fabric of frontier building techniques. Every element plays a vital role, contributing to the strength of the structure, standing firm against the elements and ensuring warmth and comfort within. Yet the true revelation, he goes on, lay in the double wall construction gracing the north and west sides. This is the remarkable innovation that fills your father's heart with pride. A technique passed down from a seasoned trapper who endured 20 harsh winters in the mountains. He shares that standard cabins feature single walls, designed with the younger children in mind who may not recall the specifics of the construction. However, ours boasts an additional inner wall on the sides, built to withstand the harshest weather. This design creates a dead airspace between the walls, providing the finest insulation available. Long before the advent of modern fiberglass or foam products, the idea of harnessing trapped air as a means of insulation was already grasped. In a remarkable feat of craftsmanship, your father's double wall design ingeniously crafted a 4-inch gap between the outer and inner log walls, a space lovingly filled with a blend of dried moss gathered from the forest floor. "Do you recall the time we collected all that moss, John?" he inquires, glancing your way with a grin, surely having gathered 100 bushels that summer. Ah, the memories linger of those weeks dedicated to the meticulous gathering of the lush, velvety moss that flourishes in the cool embrace of the forest shadows. In that moment it felt like an unending cycle of toil, devoid of meaning for a young soul of just 12 years. It was only in hindsight that the true importance of that moss insulation for enduring the winter revealed itself. In the chinking your mother interjects, that was where the true labor lay. Truly, the first chinking of the cabin marked a moment of great toil and dedication in the journey of its creation. Each space between the logs, and there were countless, needed to be filled initially with smaller materials like moss or bits of cloth, then secured with the clay-like hair mixture your father just applied for the fix. "It took us almost a month to chink all the walls," your father reminisces. Your mother's fingers bore the marks of her labor. Worn and tender from shaping that clay mix, every blister is worth it. She responds with a quiet resolve, her eyes drifting to the strong walls that now shield her family from the peril that lurks beyond. The dialogue turns to various insulation breakthroughs that elevate the Morrison cabin above other frontier homes. Your father paints a vivid picture of the roof construction, revealing a complex tapestry woven from split logs, birch bark, and dried moss, all culminating in a final layer of sod, meticulously cut from the prairie and artfully arranged in overlapping patterns. He shares that the technique was imparted to him by the Norwegians up north. The sod roof embraces the chill of winter, holding warmth within, while in the summer, it shields against the heat, creating a cool sanctuary. Its weight binds everything together, enhancing the seal and making it more airtight. Little William, just 6 years old and brimming with curiosity, suddenly speaks up. "But why is the floor so chilly while the walls embrace warmth?" Our father acknowledges the insightful question with a knowing nod. He acknowledges that this is our vulnerability. The chill seeps up from the earth below, which is why we elevated the floor above the soil and filled the crawl space with fragrant pine boughs. In this tale of ingenuity, technique emerged a ventilated crawl space, generously filled with insulating material became a beacon of innovation, ensuring the comfort of interior temperatures. In the cabin, the floor held onto its chill, a constant reminder of the harshness outside. To combat this, sleeping platforms were crafted, raising the beds a good 2 feet above the icy ground. "And remember the paper?" your mother inquires, while your father laughs. 3 years' worth of newspapers from back east, the finest wallpaper one could find, within the cozy embrace of the cabin. The interior walls tell a tale of yesteryears, adorned with layers of old newspapers, lovingly affixed to the logs, using a simple blend of flour and water. This served many purposes, adding a cozy layer of warmth, keeping the chilly drafts at bay, casting a gentle glow from the lamps, and even providing a source of stories to enjoy during those long winter nights. With a heavy heart, your father recounts how the Richardsons' home was consumed by flames, a tragic tale born from their ignorance of the dangers posed by newspapers. Left too close to the STOVEPIPE dot, the allure of enhanced insulation comes with the shadow of fire risk. This delicate equilibrium, navigating the sweet spot between comfort and security, defined countless choices made in the face of survival on the frontier. Insufficient insulation led to chilling temperatures, while an abundance of flammable materials close to heat sources posed a significant fire hazard. The understanding of precisely where that balance point resided was truly a matter of life and death. Little Catherine, nestled in her mother's embrace, stirs from her slumber and starts to fuss, while your mother cradles her with tender rhythmic motions. She feels the warmth enveloping her, declaring that the repair has succeeded, as the northern corners bask in newfound heat. This casual observation unveils another layer of frontier thermal management, highlighting the deep understanding of temperature fluctuations within the cabin itself. Your mother possesses an uncanny ability to gauge the success of the window repair, all by observing the comfort of her baby nestled in a specific corner of the room. Your father suggests banking the fire a bit. No thermometers needed. We must be mindful not to let the flames grow too fierce, lest we squander our precious wood. With a graceful motion, Emma approaches the stove, her hands deftly adjusting the damper to temper the airflow and gently coax the flames into a slower dance. The art of fine-tuning the fire is a vital skill, ensuring the perfect temperature is achieved while using the least amount of fuel. The blizzard rages on outside, yet its howling feels more like a whisper now, a distant echo that holds less menace than before. Once more, the family's insulation systems have undergone testing and emerged victorious in their effectiveness. You know, your father muses, I often find myself pondering those grand homes back east, with their elegant cast iron radiators and coal furnaces. I can't help but wonder if they offer the same warmth as our cozy little cabin. Most likely not, your mother responds, a touch of pride in her voice. The people from the city have no grasp of true warmth. They merely toss more coal onto the flames when the chill sets in. Her words carry a deep resonance of truth in the heart. Of the wilderness stands the Morrison cabin, testament to ingenuity and resilience. Its weathered facade concealing a sophisticated thermal management system, honed over countless generations of survival against the elements. In the grand homes of affluent cities during the 1880s, where high ceilings soared and ornate yet chilly details adorned the spaces, one might find that warmth was a fleeting comfort, often eluding the inhabitants. The dialogue meanders towards the neighbors, fellow homesteaders dispersed throughout the valley, each embracing their unique methods for enduring the winter months. Success does not come to all in the same measure. Your father remarks that McClintock's place is as drafty as a sieve. Henry never quite mastered the art of chinking. Martha mentioned that they are burning through 20 logs each day merely to stay above freezing. Your mother interjects. At that pace, your father delivers a somber prediction. You won't see the end of February. This is not mere chatter, but a profound exploration of the chances for survival in the rugged expanse of frontier life the McClintock family finds themselves. Still learning the ropes, while the Morrisons have already honed their skills in the art of insulation. Their voracious appetite for firewood, consuming 20 logs a day compared to the Morrisons' modest 8 to 10, reveals deep-seated issues in the thermal efficiency of their cabin. Should we invite them here if their wood runs out? Emma inquires, embodying the spirit of community support, even in the face of scarce resources. Your parents share a glance filled with unspoken complexities. The delicate dance between empathy and the instinct to endure is the balance of resources and risk. We will lend a hand if possible, your father finally declares, but we must prioritize the safety of our own family first. This stark reckoning, weighing the moments when aid can be extended against the risks it poses to one's own kin, is yet another facet of life on the frontier that contemporary minds find difficult to grasp. As the hours unfold, the tempest rages on, relentless and unyielding. Within the cozy confines of the cabin, the family embraces the winter season with warmth and purpose. Your mother diligently mends clothes, while Emma guides the younger children, and learning their letters on a slate board. Meanwhile, you lend a hand to your father as he skillfully repairs a broken chair leg. As the afternoon unfolds, your father diligently tends to the cabin, conducting his routine inspections of the insulation systems. With a flickering candle in hand, he seeks out any sneaky drafts, carefully adjusting the snow that hugs the exterior walls and revisiting his earlier repairs with a watchful eye. He proclaims with a spark of inspiration, seizing the tempest's embrace to enhance his surroundings, his gaze fixed on the convergence of two logs by the entrance. John, let us conjure up another potion of chinking, for that corner has always been a troublesome tale. In collaboration, you craft the unique blend and skillfully apply it to various spots where the original substance has worn away. Every little fix may seem minor on its own, yet collectively, it greatly enhanced the warmth held within the cabin. Your grandfather would often say that a well-chinked cabin holds more value than an extra cord of wood, your father reflects as you complete the final touch. The man possessed a deep understanding of his subject. As the sun begins its descent, the harmonious blend of crackling oak logs, intricate layers of insulation, and meticulous draft sealing weaves a tapestry of warmth and comfort within the cabins embraced by the stove. The warmth could climb to a delightful 65 degrees. A true indulgence by the standards of the wild frontier. Even the most distant corners from the warmth still bask in temperatures well above freezing. As the evening shadows creep in, veiled by the swirling snow, your father diligently readies the shelter for the night ahead. He carefully gathers more wood from the indoor stack, choosing particular pieces to fuel the evening and overnight fire. To keep the warmth alive throughout the night, without the need to rise every hour, he shares as he carefully positions the logs. That's where true mastery reveals itself. The arrangement of the fire at night tells a different tale than that of the day. By placing larger pieces strategically, one can ensure a slow burn that fosters a rich coal bed, providing a steady warmth that endures over time. Your father carefully sprinkles a fine layer of insulating ash over the glowing coals below, a time-honored technique that tempers the flames, allowing them to dance slowly while keeping the warmth alive. If we play our cards right, he says, we'll still have those glowing embers at dawn, and we won't have to begin anew. As the shadows deepen, the family readies themselves for slumber, not by donning contemporary sleepwear, but rather by wrapping themselves in additional layers of warmth. During the harsh winter months, many families on the frontier would often find themselves nestled in their daytime attire, shedding only the topmost layer as they sought warmth and comfort in their humble bots. The sleeping arrangements weave into the fabric of the Morrison family's insulation strategy. In a cozy nook, the younger children nestled together in a single bed, their warmth intertwining beneath a tapestry of quilts, crafting a snug little haven just for them. You and Emma each have your own pallets, yet they are placed in close proximity to one another, allowing for the warmth to be shared between you as the night draws near. Your parents move through the cabin with care, ensuring everything is just right. They test the stove damper, check that the window coverings are snug, and place warm stones wrapped in rags at the foot of each bed, preparing for a cozy night ahead. By midnight, your father foresees a chilling drop to 20 below, casting a glance at the frost-laden window, perhaps even plunging to 30 below by dawn's first light. In the face of such a bleak outlook, his voice carries no trace of fear. Instead, it reflects the calm certainty of someone who has taken the necessary steps to be ready as the sun dips below the horizon. The Morrison cabin, fortified with its intricate insulation and a meticulously tended heat source, prepares to shield its dwellers from the fierce embrace of another harsh Montana night. As you nestle into your bed, drawing the thick quilts up to your chin, the storm outside continues. Its furious dance, a relentless echo of the perilous world lurking just beyond the cabin's embrace. Yet, rather than succumbing to fear, you find yourself enveloped in a profound gratitude for the unseen forces that sustain your existence. The sturdy double walls adorned with their mossy embrace, the meticulous chinking that binds them, the intricately layered roof above, and the elevated floor beneath your feet. These are not merely methods of construction. embody the rich tapestry of survival wisdom woven through the ages, shared through hands-on teaching and the trials of experience. These intricate insulation systems of the frontier, now overshadowed by modern advancements, once held the power to determine survival amidst the harsh, frigid nights of the American wilderness. In the stillness of the night, a sudden crack echoes, stirring you from slumber as the sound of wood splintering fills the air. In the stillness of the night, your eyes flutter open, piercing through the shadows. For a fleeting instant, still, caught in the haze of slumber, you ponder whether the very walls of the cabin have succumbed to the relentless fury of the storm outside. Who is it, Thomas? The urgent call of your mother pierces the veil of night. The flames are dwindling, your dance nearing its end. The sound of your father's swift movements reaches your ears as he slips out from beneath the cozy quilts. The cabin has grown noticeably chillier, sensation that seeps through the layers of your bedding, whispering secrets of the world beyond. Be mindful of the nails, your father cautions, his tone steady, even as the situation unfolds around you. I am dismantling the chair. Now you grasp the sharp crack that echoes through the air as the flames flicker perilously low and the chill sets in. In a moment of urgency, your father chooses to part with the furniture, prioritizing the warmth of the fire over all else. The crack of splintering wood echoes, succeeded by the slow, deliberate creak of the stove door as it swings open. A soft, orange glow dances across your father's face as he tenderly adds splintered pieces to the flickering fire, breathing life into its dwindling flames. In the heart of winter, a pivotal moment unfolds for survival. The overnight blaze spread with a swiftness that caught everyone off guard, possibly fueled by the biting cold or a stubborn log that refused to catch fire as anticipated. It fail entirely. The act of restarting will drain valuable time and resources, and the temperature within the cabin may plummet to perilous lows. It's spreading. Your father shares with a noticeable sense of ease. John, it's time to rise and shine. Gather more wood from the lean-to. We must, dead as you. In the face of the biting cold, you slip away from the warmth of your quilts without hesitation. There is only resolve, unwavering and steadfast. In the face of peril, the instinct to act swiftly awakens within us all. The chill of the cabin air envelops you, a stark contrast to the comforting embrace of your bed. In the stillness of the night, your breath dances in the cold air, creating thick clouds as you hurriedly lace up your boots. You skip the extra embellishments. The journey to the nearby lean-to will be short, as the act of moving will bring a touch of warmth. Your father ignites a delicate candle, its flickering flame appearing vulnerable and hesitant against the chill of the air. Guided by its glow, you trail behind him to the threshold leading to the lean-to, a modest, chilly nook adjoined to the main cabin, where extra firewood, tools, and a few provisions are kept. With a steady hand resting on the door latch, he inquires, "Are you ready?" The chill will bite at your bones. With a knowing nod, he swings the door wide open. The sudden rush of cold air sweeps in, rendering the previous warmth of the cabin almost a distant memory. The lean-to, its walls bare and uninsulated, now stands in harmony with the frigid air. Outside, a chilling 30 degrees below zero. With haste and the flickering glow of the candle guiding your way, you and your father gather generous bundles of wood from the neatly stacked supply. The biting chill wraps around your fingers. A sharp ache sets in almost at once. Just 30 seconds, they ignite into flames. As the seconds tick by, a creeping numbness begins to settle in. The initial herald of frostbite's unwelcome approach. Enough, your father declares, his gaze sharp as he observes your growing awkwardness. As you step back inside, you find yourself in the embrace of the main cabin, the door clicking shut with a resolute finality behind you. The wood lies neatly beside the stove, and your father swiftly starts to feed the flames, which have begun to flicker back to life thanks to his quick thinking with the chair. Bring those hands close to the stove. Your mother guides, now fully alert and bustling around the cabin, but keep a safe distance. Ah, the familiar dance we all know so well. Truly you do. Reviving dangerously cold extremities demands a thoughtful approach. Excessive heat applied too swiftly can inflict tissue harm that rivals the agony of frostbite. Your hands reach out toward the stove, hovering just a foot above the metal surface that has started to shimmer with a dull red hue in places. Your mother strides forward, carrying a small tin of bear grease, a cherished remedy from the frontier days, much like the petroleum jelly we know today. "Let me see," she says, taking your hands and scrutinizing them closely in the flickering glow of the fire. After a meticulous examination, she declares no whiteness, only a deepened shade of red. "Fear not, for all shall be well." This seemingly light-hearted assessment conceals the gravity of what is truly being examined. When true frostbite occurs, the skin takes on a chilling transformation, revealing waxy white patches that signal the severity of the cold's grip. It signifies the demise of tissue and, in dire circumstances, may result in the loss of fingers, toes, or even entire limbs. Frontier families honed their skills in spotting the initial signs and took action swiftly to prevent lasting harm. With a knowing look, she hands you the tin of grease and says, "Now, rub this in. Now, let's stand these items. Behold these sturdy mittens, crafted from warm wool and lined with the softest rabbit fur, the finest guardians for the hands that this family holds dear. Typically, these are set aside for extended stretches in the harshest of elements. Yet this evening's blaze has called for their deployment. As you work the slick balm into your inflamed skin, the fiery sting sharpens for a moment, only to gradually diminish as the blood flows back to life. The bear grease is a remarkable substance. Fulfilling various roles, it forms a protective moisture barrier, minimizes the effects of evaporative cooling, and offers much-needed lubrication for skin that can become perilously dry during the harsh winter months. Your father tends to the stove with a practiced hand, adding just the right pieces to rekindle the coal bed, ensuring a steady warmth fills the room. The storm has subsided. "That was a near miss," he murmurs, as if sharing a secret with the shadows around him, so near. Despite their extensive knowledge and careful preparations, the Morrison family has just witnessed how swiftly a winter scenario can turn perilous. A fire, racing through the darkness with an intensity that catches one off guard, embodies one of the greatest dangers to those carving out a life on the frontier. The cabin stirs to life, as each soul within has now opened their eyes to the daylight. With a gentle hand, Emma guides the younger children, encouraging them to gather their bedding snugly near the stove, the warmest spot in the room. In the face of emergencies, the family moves like a well-rehearsed ensemble, each member stepping into their part with unwavering certainty. "Tonight we must rearrange our sleeping arrangements," your father declares. "The chill will deepen as the night stretches on, lingering until the first light of dawn breaks the horizon." This declaration holds profound importance. The heart of winter, the family's usual sleeping setup, crafted with care to keep warmth close, calls for a touch of ingenuity to brave the biting chill that surrounds them. Your mother inquires about the warmth of shelter, and your father agrees with a nod. "Indeed, I believe that's the case. It's wise to take precautions rather than face regret later." The body heat shelter stands as a testament to human ingenuity, a method crafted for those daring enough to brave the harshest of winters. You've encountered it on just 2 occasions. During especially harsh cold spells, when the mercury plunged beneath 40, dipping into the realm of the frigid. "John, Emma, come lend a hand with the table," your father calls out, his voice carrying the weight of a gentle command in unison. You maneuver the family's central table, positioning it against the wall, away from any prying windows or doors. Then, your father, with a twinkle in his eye, pulls out a collection of spare quilts from the depths of the storage chest. With your mother's gentle guidance, they start to weave together a cozy makeshift tent, using the sturdy table as their trusty support. "William, Michael, gather your bedding," Emma calls out to the younger boys, her voice guiding them with a gentle authority. "Catherine will nestle between Mama and Papa as the night unfolds." The idea of the body heat shelter is straightforward, yet remarkably powerful. In crafting a snug little haven with warmth from bodies and bedding, the family weaves a cocoon of heat, ensuring that even when the cabin's main area turns perilously chilly, they can still find comfort and safety within their sheltered embrace. Keep in mind, your father tells all, as the shelter begins to form, ensure there are no gaps in the quilts. Our desire is for it to be secured with utmost precision. The final creation appears quite basic, resembling a table adorned with quilts cascading to the ground on every side, yet it embodies advanced principles of thermal engineering. In this compact space, the interplay of heat-reflective barriers and the warmth generated by multiple individuals weaves together a microclimate, elevating temperatures by 20 to 30 degrees above that of the main cabin. Your father makes the choice to remain awake, tending to the flickering flames of the fire. Gather around and find your warmth within these walls. Your mother shakes her head with resolute conviction. We'll alternate, for your well-being is important as well. Following a short exchange, they settle on 2-hour shifts. Your father will take the first watch, then your mother, and finally you and Emma will share the last watch before dawn breaks. At this moment, the heart of the cabin beats strong once more, the stove glowing warmly and casting its comforting embrace. Yet outside, the wind howls. With a fierce determination, plunging the world into deeper chill and seeking every crack and crevice to breach the sanctuary within, your mother concludes that it's time to dress appropriately. On a night like this, attempting to find rest in mere nightclothes seems futile. Here begins a vital chapter in the tale of surviving the harsh frontier winters, where the art of layering becomes essential for braving the extreme cold, the time-honored approach passed down through the ages. Each family member carefully layers their clothing, weaving together a tapestry of warmth and wisdom born from countless experiences. Begin with the wool. Your mother gently advises the little ones as she assists them in getting ready. Cotton is a silent assassin. This striking phrase, "cotton kills," embodies essential wisdom from the past that today's outdoor adventurers have had to rediscover. When cotton garments become damp with sweat, they shed their ability to keep you warm and instead pull heat away from your body. Wool, on the other hand, holds on to its insulating properties remarkably well, even in the presence of moisture. For all, the foundation is wool, long underwear for the adults and older children, while the younger ones don simple wool shirts and leggings. A middle layer, often made of flannel or wool, is placed over this, followed by a heavier outer layer. Even when you're inside, remember to keep your heads warm, your mother reminds you as she hands out her lovingly knitted wool caps. There lies the place where the majority of warmth slips away. Long before modern thermal imaging unveiled the secrets of our body's heat loss, the wisdom of the frontier guided the design of clothing. It was known that a significant portion, up to 30% of body warmth, could escape through an uncovered head. Shaping the way people dressed for survival, the socks of the family are given special care and consideration. All gather to don their cozy, crisp woolen socks. Some lovingly crafted by your mother from the wool of the family's sheep, others acquired during rare journeys to the town. For those who find their feet particularly chilly and sensitive, adding a second pair can be a wise choice. John, make sure to check everyone's feet before they enter the shelter, your father says, his hands busy adjusting the stove damper, a hint of authority in his voice. It is crucial to tackle any dampness at this moment. The emphasis on keeping feet dry transcends simple comfort. It is a matter of survival. Wet feet in frigid environments swiftly result in a condition that those living on the edge of civilization referred to as immersion foot, akin to what soldiers would come to know as trench foot. The journey of this condition can swiftly evolve from a mere ache to the dire fate of tissue death and gangrene, folding with alarming rapidity. As you glide through the room, your gaze dances over your siblings, inspecting their socks and feet with a deftness that speaks of familiarity and care. At the tender age of 15, Emma has embarked on her own journey of discovery. Having already conducted her own inspection, young William, just 6, and his little brother Michael, only 4, approach your examination with a quiet acceptance, ready for whatever comes next. They've grown up knowing that these procedures are set in stone. With a keen eye, you notice the damp spot at the heel of Michael's left sock and share your discovery with your mother. Without hesitation, she springs into action, fetching a fresh replacement from the drying rack by the stove. As the chill of the air wraps around them, your mother takes charge, guiding everyone into the warmth of the shelter, ensuring each person is snugly layered for comfort. It's not just about slipping in. It's a careful design to ensure warmth and coziness envelop you completely. Catherine stands at the heart of the scene, guiding the little one to the center of the cozy space. With the boys flanking each side, Emma and John took their places on the outer edges as they were the eldest among them. This setup positions the youngest and most delicate members of the family at the heart of the human heating system. It's encircled by the more substantial forms of older children and adults. The principles are clear. Smaller bodies possess a larger surface area in relation to their mass, causing them to lose heat at a faster rate by placing them at the heart of the scene. They bask in the warmth emanating from the grander entities surrounding them. With the first fire-tending shift upon him, your father carefully adjusts the quilt walls of the shelter, ensuring everyone is snug and secure within its embrace. Ensure these remain securely closed, he advises. Guard against the warm air slipping away as you change your stance. Within the confines of the shelter, the transformation is swift and striking. In the intimate confines of a small enclosed space, the collective warmth of 6 souls intertwines, generating a cozy embrace that no stove could rival in its comforting efficiency. In just a few moments, the warmth within the quilted enclosure begins to envelop everything, creating a palpable change in the air. It's working, Emma whispers, her fingers deftly pulling off her wool cap as the warmth envelops her. As the chill of the emergency fades, the younger ones, once tight with tension, start to unwind, embraced by a comforting warmth. Little Catherine, cocooned between her brothers, slips back into the realm of dreams almost instantly. From your vantage point by the shelter's edge, the sounds of your father fill the cabin, his careful footsteps as he stirs the fire and inspects for any unwelcome chills that might creep in. At times, the wind outside swells to a powerful roar, silencing all other noises, serving as a stark reminder of the perilous world lurking just beyond the cabin's embrace. In the midst of it all, there lies an unexpected solace in the warmth, shared between bodies, a reminder of the most elemental and powerful way to find heat in the tapestry of human existence. The warmth of shared body heat in close quarters once served as a vital shield against the merciless chill of the world. Though modern life has shifted, this ancient practice was once a cornerstone of survival, weaving together lives in the face of nature's harshest elements. Close your eyes and drift off, your mother gently urges, sitting across from you. Due time, your moment will arrive. Sleep arrives, almost effortlessly, wrapped in the comforting embrace of this shared haven. As your father softly nudges your shoulder to signal the change of watch, it seems as if mere moments have slipped by, even though his 2-hour vigil has drawn to a close. Now he murmurs, your mother is stepping into the spotlight. In just a couple of hours, I shall make my way to join you all. He glides into the spot your mother has left behind, his form still emanating the chill from his moments by the flames. The children naturally gravitate toward this newfound warmth as he takes his place. Outside, the temperature has plummeted to a chilling 40 below, he notes softly. Perhaps it's even lower, though it's hard to say. The thermometer only reaches -40. This casual mention of such extreme temperature, cold that can freeze exposed human flesh in under a minute, paints a vivid picture of the razor's edge separating the family from the deadly conditions outside. Only their sophisticated layered defenses of the insulated cabin, the carefully managed fire, the body heat shelter, and the layered clothing stand between them and certain death as the hours of your mother's shift come to a close. The moment arrives for you and Emma to embrace the quiet of the night, standing sentinel until the first light of dawn breaks the horizon. As you step out from the cozy embrace of the warm shelter, the cabin's main space greets you with a brisk chill that contrasts sharply with the comfort you just left behind. The stoves are crackling with warmth your mother shares as she readies herself to join the others in the shelter. Every half hour, we'll introduce a couple of pieces of wood to the fire, ensuring not to exceed that limit. It is essential for us to extend our resources. You and Emma exchange knowing glances, fully aware of the vital importance of managing fire. As the chill settles in, The room for misstep has vanished entirely. Examine the exposed skin of each person as you rouse them, she advises, paying particular attention to their fingertips and noses. This kind of cold is perilous. As your parents find their place in the shelter, you and Emma position yourselves close to the warmth of the stove. Even within the confines of your shelter, you don your complete ensemble for the chill, wrapping yourselves in thick wool layers, donning heavy socks, and securing caps and mittens that can be slipped off at a moment's notice for tending to the fire. "I'll make coffee," Emma murmurs, her fingers brushing against the cool metal of the coffee pot. "Perhaps we should indulge in a warm beverage as we pass the time." This exquisite indulgence, coffee crafted from meticulously measured beans, embodies yet another facet of enduring the harshness of winter on the frontier. Warm liquids offer a comforting embrace from within, sending gentle waves of heat that harmonize with the warmth surrounding us. As Emma brews the coffee, you take a moment to inspect the cabin's defenses one last time, making sure the window coverings are tightly secured, scrutinizing for any signs of weakness, and verifying that the door is firmly sealed against the biting cold. The storm rages on, you convey. As you place your hand near a small gap in the window covering, sensing the icy air seeping through, perhaps even more forcefully than before. The blizzard rages on, relentless for almost a full day, a fierce trial of wind, frigid temperatures, and swirling snow that challenges every element of the family's endurance and resilience. Had it not been for the wisdom passed down through countless generations of those who braved the frontier, they would have surely fallen prey to the challenges that surrounded them long before now. Emma offers you a tin cup filled with steaming coffee, the aroma swirling around you like a warm embrace. "Do you recall last winter?" she inquires. As you take a sip of the bitter yet warming liquid, you nod, recalling the tales of the Petersons' place. In the heart of the untamed frontier, the Peterson family faced the harsh realities of their inaugural Montana winter, battling the elements with resilience and determination. As February arrived, the supplies had begun to run low, and the frail cabin they called home offered little in the way of shelter. In a desperate turn of fate, they made the heart-wrenching decision to slaughter their soul milk cow for sustenance. "Papa mentions they might return east when spring arrives," Emma adds, noting that not everyone is suited for the harshness of frontier winters. This subtle evaluation conceals a harsh truth. The harsh winter of the frontier revealed, with chilling clarity, who was ready to face its trials and who was not. Often with fatal consequences, those who could not navigate the intricate webs of thermal management seldom endured the harshness of many winters. Time drags on, each tick of your watch stretching into eternity. Every half hour, as the tale unfolds, you introduce two carefully chosen pieces of wood to the fire, selecting each for its unique qualities and placing them with intention to create the perfect warmth in the midst of these pivotal moments spent tending to the fire. You and Emma engage in soft-spoken exchanges, revealing the kind of dialogue that unfolds only during the profound quiet of winter nights. As the first whisper of dawn begins to illuminate the cabin's interior, your father steps forth from the warmth of the body heat shelter. In the face of adversity, he appears unexpectedly refreshed. Having navigated yet another challenge, he remarks with a sense of quiet contentment as he approaches the stove to assess your efforts in managing the fire. "Well done on keeping the coal bed in great shape." This humble recognition, a nod to well-honed survival skills, holds greater significance than grandiose accolades might in a different setting. In the wild expanse, the art of survival hinges on making the right choices. For each decision could lead to the dawn of a new day. His mother steps in alongside him. Together they embark on the task of taking apart the body heat shelter, transforming the cabin back to its daytime setup. The little ones, wrapped snugly in their cozy layers, lie peacefully asleep on their bedding, now gathered close to the warm glow of the stove. As the storms begin to break, your father pulls aside the window covering for just a moment, casting a quick glance outside. The winds are calming and the skies are starting to lighten in the east. This news brings a sense of tangible relief. As the blizzard draws to a close, the most pressing peril has subsided. Yet the biting chill is expected to linger for several days to come. With the dawn breaking, the family embarks on their morning ritual, making necessary tweaks to accommodate the biting chill in the air. Though the water bucket rested close to the stove throughout the night, it now bears a formidable layer of ice that must be shattered before the morning's washing can commence. 43 below, the north wall thermometer reads, your father announces, after peering at the instrument affixed outside a tiny window. It was a chill like no other, arriving with the dawn of January, catching everyone by surprise, in the face of a record-breaking temperature. The Morrison family has weathered the night with a sense of resilience. While their comfort may not align with contemporary expectations, they have navigated the challenges without peril or notable struggle. Their intricate method of safeguarding against the cold, encompassing everything from the design of the cabin to the management of fire, the strategies for clothing, and the creation of a shelter for body heat, has demonstrated its effectiveness even in the face of this formidable challenge. As you assist in crafting the morning feast, it dawns on you that what your family achieved the previous night transcended mere survival. It was the culmination of intricate thermal engineering honed through generations of hard-earned wisdom. In a world where danger lurked at every corner, there existed systems so remarkable that they cradled your family in safety, allowing them to drift into peaceful slumber, even amidst conditions that would spell doom for the unprotected in mere moments. This is the lost art of enduring the harsh winters of the frontier. Not merely surviving the chill, but conquering it with a tapestry of protective systems that modern advancements have largely overshadowed. Yet once stood as the crucial line between life and death on the rugged American frontier. 3 days after, the blizzard, the relentless cold, continues to hold the valley in its icy embrace. Yet the heavens have opened to reveal a crystalline blue that dazzles the eye, almost painfully so. With a radiant brilliance, the sun casts its light upon a landscape that has been reshaped, where snow takes on fantastical forms, molded by the whispers of the wind. Ice crystals dangle from each tree branch, transforming the world into a breathtaking, yet perilous spectacle. Your father lingers in the cabin's doorway, his gaze sweeping over the scene with a discerning eye, as if he were piecing together a tale waiting to unfold. He declares his intention to visit the neighbors. The McGlintocks are ill-prepared for such frigid conditions. Is it safe? Your mother inquires, her voice laced with worry. With a subtle nod, he acknowledges. The winds have fallen silent, their fury quelled, yet the chill remains a formidable presence, daunting, yet conquerable with the right readiness. He pivots in your direction. John, you shall accompany me on this journey. In these circumstances, having a pair is more secure than going solo. This is not merely a request, it is a declaration of truth. At the age of 12, one is deemed ready to engage in the vital practice of community welfare checks, an essential element of surviving the harsh winters of the frontier, a tradition that the modern world has largely overlooked. Wrap yourself in warmth, your mother advises, as she busily collects your thickest winter attire. Complete layers, no compromises. Preparing to brave the harsh embrace of 40 below temperatures is a meticulous and intricate endeavor. Begin with the soft embrace of wool undergarments, then add a cozy middle layer of flannel. Finally, don the sturdy, heavy wool pants and shirt that complete the ensemble. Upon this rests a buckskin vest, its interior embraced by the softness of rabbit fur, and atop it all, a robust canvas coat, complete with a hood that cradles the warmth of bear fur. First, your feet are treated with care, beginning with a delicate layer of thin cotton socks, a rare yet wise choice for winter, as they draw moisture away from the skin. Next, 2 pairs of thick wool socks envelop your feet, followed by snug moccasins lined with soft rabbit fur, all secured with canvas leggings tied firmly above the calf. Your hands are carefully shielded, adorned with delicate liner gloves embraced by robust mittens, lined with soft fur and crafted with an extended cuff that gracefully ascends the forearm, ensuring no chill can creep in to touch the wrist. Your father gently reminds you about the face covering, offering a wool scarf that has been lovingly kept near the stove, ensuring it's warm and dry for you. In the biting cold, the moisture from our breath or sweat can freeze in an instant, turning what was once protective clothing into perilous conduits of lethal chill. The last touch is the feast. Your mother presents each of you with a small cloth bundle, revealing pemmican, as she explains, along with a slice of the dried apple cake. Should you find yourself out there longer than you planned, you'll want to ensure you have the energy to carry on. Pemmican, a rich blend of dried meat, fat, and berries, stands as the frontier's answer to today's emergency rations. Rich in calories and enduring against the test of time, it serves as a vital source of energy when survival hangs in the balance. First, we'll make our way to the McGlintocks, and if time allows, we'll swing by to see Old Man Patterson. Your father declares as he fine-tunes his gear, assuring that we should return before midday. Atmosphere. Should you fail to return by that time, it would mean that all has not gone as planned. In the grip of such relentless cold, prolonged exposure can tragically result in frostbite, hypothermia, and even death, your mother urges, clutching a small leather pouch tightly as she hands it to your father. Inside it holds the essentials: fire-starting tools, extra pemmican, and basic medical supplies, all crucial for the journey ahead. As you take a moment to adjust your attire, making sure that only a slender strip around your eyes is left bare, you and your father venture forth into the biting chill of the world outside. Feeling hits like a bolt from the blue, jarring and intense, even with all the safeguards in place. The atmosphere thickens around you, each movement met with a subtle resistance, as if you are traversing through an unseen veil that holds you back at every turn. In an instant, your breath crystallizes, forming a delicate rim of ice upon your scarf, a testament to the biting chill of the air. Press on, your father urges, his words softened by the fabric that shields his face. Stay alert for any clues along the way. The signs he speaks of are the initial whispers of frostbite or hypothermia, a faint buzzing in the ears, a prickling sensation in the fingertips and toes, soon giving way to unsettling numbness or the perilous euphoria that can sometimes herald the chilling embrace of death by freezing. The McGlintock homestead rests a mile away, a journey that typically unfolds in 20 minutes, yet under these circumstances, the path stretches to nearly double that time. Your father moves with intention, finding a rhythm that balances the need to stay cool without losing the warmth of exertion. With every step, the snow emits a soft squeak beneath your feet, a unique sound that whispers of the profound chill in the air, in the realm where drifts have gathered. One must elevate their feet with great effort to navigate the terrain, a laborious endeavor that swiftly ignites warmth in the powerful muscles of the legs. Your father observes your struggle and shares a lesson, saying, "That's why we keep the layers on our legs to a minimum. As long as you keep moving, they create their own warmth." It's the extremities that pose a concern. This wisdom, grasping the intricate dance of how the body sheds and creates warmth in the face of biting cold, unveils a forgotten chapter of survival. Science overshadowed by the comforts of central heating and the convenience of automobiles. As you stroll along, your father engages you in a playful quiz about surviving the cold, weaving knowledge into the fabric of your journey all the while, keeping your senses sharp for any lurking threats. "What is the initial indication of frostbite on the face?" he inquires, his gaze ever vigilant as it sweeps across the landscape before him. Upon spotting white patches on the skin, particularly on the cheeks, nose, or ears, your response is swift. If you see this on yourself or another, quickly cover the affected area and gently warm it with body heat, allowing the warmth to seep in gradually. He nods in approval, cautioning against rubbing it or exposing it to the direct heat of a fire. But what of the treacherous snow that lies in wait for the unsuspecting traveler? The kind that beckons with its deceptive beauty yet conceals peril beneath its pristine surface? Dusting the surface, you respond, appears sturdy yet shatters unexpectedly, depleting energy and potentially leading to slips or accidents. This call and response ritual weaves together various threads, strengthening essential knowledge, keeping the mind sharp in moments when it might otherwise drift, and offering comfort through well-known rhythms. After a half-hour of thoughtful trekking, the McGlintock cabin emerges from behind a curtain of pine trees, in stark contrast to the Morrison homestead where the snow is meticulously banked and the windows are tightly sealed. The McGlintock place reveals troubling signs of inexperience. The walls are barely shielded by snow. The chimney emits a lighter smoke than one would anticipate in such frigid conditions. And there are no apparent preparations for accessing water. Not good, your father murmurs, glancing outside where nothing stirs. He should have at least made a way to the woodpile. As you draw nearer, the scene unfolds before you, revealing an absence of tracks in the snow surrounding the cabin, not even leading to the outhouse, hinting that the family has remained indoors since the blizzard commenced for days prior. Hello, the house, your father calls as you draw near, a mere 50 yards from the frontier cabin. Approaching unannounced could spell danger. In these isolated stretches, strangers are often met with wary eyes or perhaps the cold steel of a rifle. Silence lingers. Your father's brow furrows beneath his scarf as he inches closer, raising his voice to call out once more. At last, the cabin door creaks open just a bit, revealing the weary visage of Henry McGlintock. His face is etched with concern, and the telltale flush hints at a man who has lingered too near the flames for far too long. "Thomas," he calls out with a hint of hesitation. "Thomas Morrison, it's me. Henry. I came to see how you all are faring after that storm." A wave of relief sweeps across McGlintock's face. A silent prayer answered, inviting them in with open arms. The interior of the McGlintock cabin unfolds a troubling tableau, starkly contrasting with the harmonious layout of your family's abode, where every detail is meticulously crafted for warmth and comfort. Here the McGlintocks huddle around their stove, a picture of desperation in their eyes. The bedding has been pulled close to the warmth, cooking tools are strewn haphazardly, and the atmosphere carries a noticeable mustiness, a testament to a space that has not been adequately aired out. Even with the persistent flicker of flames, Martha McGlintock nestles in a cocoon of blankets, her 2 small children tucked close beside her. The trio bears the weary, hollow-eyed look of those who have been deprived of restful slumber for far too long. Henry explains, gesturing to the stove, where fragments of furniture mingle with the proper firewood. "We've been burning everything we can find. We're down to the last of our wood supply. I didn't expect it to get this cold so early in the season." Your father surveys the scene with a keen eye, assessing the circumstances. "How is your meal faring amidst it all?" As the winter chill deepens, Henry confesses that they are running low. The storm has buried the root cellar under a mountain of snow, blocking the door and sealing off their supplies. This predicament reveals a series of missteps in their winter preparations: a shortage of firewood, lack of foresight in food storage access, and a gap in understanding how to navigate the harsh realities of life on the frontier during such extreme cold. Your father declares that we shall excavate your cellar, and I will share with you some methods for extending your wood supply. John, begin the task of clearing the snow, while I take a moment to inspect their chimney and stove arrangement. For the next 2 hours, you and your father embark on a journey to confront the pressing challenges that loom over the McGlintock family's very existence. You carve out trails to their woodpile and root cellar, guiding Henry in the art of banking snow against the cabin walls for warmth, while unveiling the secrets of more effective fire management techniques within the confines of their home. Your father carefully orchestrates a series of vital changes to the stove and the layout of their living space. He shifts their furniture around, crafting a cozy nook that needs less fuel to warm, tweaks the damper on their stove that had been misadjusted, leading to unnecessary wood use, and teaches Martha how to build a straightforward body heat shelter. Reminiscent of what your family relied on during the harshest of winters, he shares with Henry, who stands there feeling both embarrassed and thankful that half the warmth is escaping up the chimney. And those gaps around the windows are akin to tossing firewood straight into the snow. As the men toil away on the heating system, your gaze catches Martha McGlintock, her eyes fixed with keen interest on your father's demonstration of different techniques. In contrast to her husband, whose pride sometimes reveals itself through defensive remarks, She embodies the keen awareness of one who understands that knowledge. It's the key to survival. What are your secrets for ensuring your little one's feet stay cozy during the night? As Henry steps outside to lend a hand with the snow clearing, she inquires. And my little ones wail, their tiny toes chilled to the bone, even with all the blankets wrapped around them. Your father shares the age-old tradition of the heated stone technique, describing how the family warms the rocks by the stove, carefully wraps them, and places them at the foot of beds to offer soothing warmth for hours on end. Martha absorbs every nuance with unwavering focus, etching each detail into her memory. And your windows, she continues, they remain clear inside, unlike ours that frost over. What is the tale behind your mystery? With a flourish, he describes the process. Oiled paper pressed against the glass for insulation, followed by thick quilts, layered on top, and we meticulously pack rags into every crevice around the frame. Each tiny fissure allows the warmth to slip away, like secrets whispered into the night. This exchange of wisdom stands as a vital pillar of survival in the harsh frontier winters. It embodies the transfer of time-honored techniques from seasoned families to those just starting their journey. Without the aid of books, formal education, or other resources on enduring extreme cold, this intimate sharing of knowledge became the lifeline for inexperienced settlers, guiding them through their inaugural daunting winters. As the sun reached its zenith, the atmosphere at the McGlintock homestead transformed remarkably. With careful fire management, their wood supply, though still a matter of concern, will endure for a longer time. The newly accessible root cellar stands as a beacon of food security, and most importantly, they now hold the wisdom to navigate the challenges of frontier winter conditions. Our gratitude knows no bounds, Henry expresses, as you get ready to depart. The weight of pride lingers in his voice. A man wrestling with the notion of accepting assistance, fully aware that his family's very survival hinges on it. No need for thanks, your father replies with a calm assurance. That's the way things unfold in this place. During my inaugural winter, the venerable Jim Barker extended his kindness to our family in a similar fashion. One day you'll find yourself doing it for another. The sharing of survival knowledge wove a vital thread in the fabric of frontier communities. A testament to the understanding that even in the face of harsh conditions, collaboration was essential. Countering the rugged individualism that frontier life often fostered, as you and your father get ready to leave, Martha gently places a small bundle into your hands. She shares the tale of fresh bread. Yesterday I crafted something special with the very last of our white flour. We offer this with our heartfelt gratitude. This offering, precious white flour, transformed into bread during a survival situation, embodies more than simple gratitude. It signifies the deep connections of community. In the spirit of mutual aid that go beyond mere transactions, in just a few days, your father assures us, we shall return to see what unfolds. The winds of change are set to bring a gentler touch to the weather by the end of the week. With the knowledge you possess, you will navigate through this journey. With ease, the journey back to your cabin feels swifter, aided by the well-trodden path and the sun's gentle warmth, nudging the temperature up to a brisk 30 below, a welcome change from the biting 40 degrees. Do you believe they will succeed in their journey? You turn to your father as the Morrison homestead emerges on the horizon. He contemplates the question. With great seriousness, they shall now, with just a day or two more, the tale could have unfolded in an entirely different way. The stove setup was a perilous affair, consuming wood at an alarming pace, 3 times faster than it should have. This evaluation is not devoid of empathy, but rather grounded in reality. Thus more I am confident for. In the wild expanse of the frontier, the delicate balance of survival could be measured with exacting accuracy. In the unfolding tale of the McGlintocks, their path led them swiftly toward a frigid cabin where the outcome was all but certain and grim. Your father pauses, then reveals it's Martha who will ensure their survival. She absorbed every word, eager to uncover the lessons hidden within. Henry clings to his pride, unwilling to reveal the depths of his ignorance. This often overlooked aspect of gender in the exchange of knowledge on the frontier tends to be lost. In the romanticized narratives of Western settlement, in the grand tapestry of life, while men often took on the mightiest of physical challenges. It was the women who wove the threads of wisdom, safeguarding essential skills for survival. They mastered the art of fire management, the delicate craft of food preservation, the intricate creation of textiles, and the nurturing of medical care, ensuring that families thrived even in the face of the harshest winters. As you step through the door, your mother welcomes you both with a palpable sense of relief, her eyes lighting up at the sight of you. "Ah, the Patterson place," she inquires, observing that you've come back sooner than one might anticipate if both scheduled visits had been fulfilled. Your father recounts, shedding his outer layers with care, ensuring that no snow seeps onto the cabin floor. McGlintock's required more assistance than I had expected. Tomorrow we shall venture to Patterson, provided the weather remains favorable. As you sip your coffee and savor the bread that Martha graciously offered, your father weaves a vivid tale about the McGlintocks. Unfolding the situation with intricate detail, your mother leans in, her focus unwavering as she absorbs every detail of the tale, occasionally interjecting with thoughtful questions about the supplies and equipment involved. "Shall we extend an invitation for them to join us here?" She inquires about the moment he completes his task. They might linger until the storm has subsided. Your father ponders this generous proposal. They found their footing with what we shared. With them, it would be wise for them to discover their lessons within the confines of their own cabin. Should they find the means to do so, fosters the courage and abilities they will carry through the winter's embrace. This evaluation unveils a profound understanding of the ancient truths. At times, a swift intervention may inadvertently hinder the growth of essential skills, ultimately impacting the chances of survival in the long run. The intricate dance of aiding neighbors while nurturing independence stood as one of the most subtle elements of the moral fabric woven into frontier life. I shared the tale of the winter community gathering with Martha, your father adds. We offered to bring them along if they were interested in joining us in the heart of winter. A gathering unfolds, a cherished tradition among the scattered homesteaders of your valley. In the heart of winter, families embark on a journey to gather at the grandest cabin, where warmth and camaraderie fill the air. They come together to share not just meals, but the rich tapestry of their experiences and wisdom, weaving connections that transcend the chill outside. This month, the gathering will take place at the Hendersons, as your mother has assured, in just 3 days. Whether willing Mary Henderson will take center stage to showcase the new wool spinning technique she acquired from the Swedish family up north. In the heart of winter on the frontier, these gatherings became lifelines, shattering the oppressive solitude that often led to cabin fever.
Ow.
They opened doors for the sharing of wisdom and experiences, weaving together a tapestry of community that could be called upon in times of need. I ought to conjure up something to share. Your mother reflects thoughtfully. Perhaps I shall weave a tale of that new pemmican recipe with the dried berries, while Emma shares her enchanting mitten lining technique. This informal approach to planning reveals a fascinating dimension of knowledge sharing in frontier communities, where every family was anticipated to add to the collective wisdom. Even the children took part, with the older ones frequently imparting their skills to the younger ones from various families. The next day unfolds with a gentle easing of the cold. A mere 20 degrees below instead of the biting 40, your father, with a glint of determination in his eye, announces that it's safe enough for a brief venture to visit Old Man Patterson, the solitary widower whose cabin rests about 2 miles east of your homestead. In contrast to the McGlintocks, Patterson stands as a rugged veteran of the wild. Having braved countless Montana winters over the years, his worry stems not from a deficiency in understanding, but rather from the passage of time and solitude that render independence ever more difficult. You once more find yourself by your father's side, carrying a carefully wrapped parcel from your mother, filled with warm bread, savory preserved venison, and sweet dried apples. These offerings transcend mere food gifts. They serve as vital nutritional lifelines for an elderly individual living alone, who may be inclined to overlook the importance of balanced meals. Patterson's cabin, upon your arrival, reveals the marks of a seasoned survivor of winter's embrace. Meticulously banked, a chimney tended with care, and pathways carved to vital spots, all testament to the old man's resilience despite his waning strength. In contrast to the McGlintock's dire predicament, Patterson has his survival strategies meticulously arranged. As you step in, the old man greets you with a gruff warmth, a hint of humor in his voice, as if he thought you might have turned to ice in that frigid blast. Even in his 70s, he exudes vitality and sharpness, a living testament to the enduring benefits of a life rooted in frontier self-sufficiency. Inquiring about the well-being of all the neighbors your father shares, "How is your wood supply faring?" "Good enough," Patterson replies, guiding you through the entrance. Inside, his cabin unfolds like a well-crafted tale, showcasing meticulous organization. Wood is stacked by type and size. Preserved foods are arranged for swift access, and the sleeping area is designed with an eye for heat conservation. Journeyed through enough seasons to understand what I must gather before the chill of winter arrives. The visit, though fleeting, carries great significance, ensuring the old man's well-being and strengthening the ties that bind the community. Together, Patterson, in his solitary journey, recognizes the profound significance of these bonds. As you get ready to head to the gathering at Henderson's, your father inquires about your plans. Patterson, with a knowing nod, expresses his eagerness to join. Sharing that he has some fresh thoughts on snowshoe bindings he's excited to discuss, he admits quite candidly that he could really use the company. This candid revelation that even the most independent pioneer craves companionship during the solitary winter months underscores the emotional dimensions of survival that mere technical expertise cannot encompass. As you make your way home, your father seizes the moment to impart wisdom, shifting his focus from the technical teachings of the day before to something new and enlightening. As you make your way through the snow, he shares that community holds the same significance as firewood during the cold winter months. Humans are not crafted for total solitude. Isolation can be as lethal as the harshest chill, though it creeps in more subtly, unraveling the spirit in its own quiet manner. This insight, recognizing that thriving relies on community dynamics as much as on practical skills, embodies one of the most intricate elements of adapting to the harshness of winter on the frontier. The homesteaders who thrived the longest were not merely adept in their crafts. They wove together a rich tapestry of relationships, creating strong networks of shared wisdom and support that helped them endure the harshest of times. As you return to your cabin, the air buzzes with anticipation, and the preparations for the forthcoming community gathering unfold like a well-woven tapestry. In a cozy corner of the home, your mother lovingly arranges jars of preserved foods ready to share with others. Emma, with her nimble fingers, focuses intently on finishing a pair of mittens, each stitch a testament to her skill. Meanwhile, the younger ones join in the spirit of giving, crafting simple yet heartfelt gifts for neighboring families. Wooden toys lovingly carved and pine cones adorned with vibrant scraps of fabric, each piece a small treasure of creativity and care. These preparations embody more than mere social customs. They are vital contributions to the knowledge economy and the networks of mutual support that frontier communities forge to endure the harsh winters that could claim the lives of isolated individuals, no matter their personal abilities or resources. As twilight descends and the family congregates around the stove, anticipation fills the air as your father prepares to share an unexpected revelation. "Tomorrow night, the McGlintocks will be our guests," he announces. The chill in the air is set to return, and I find myself uncertain about the readiness of their cabin for the impending cold. On the morrow, we shall escort them to the gathering at Henderson. Your mother gives a swift nod of approval, her decision echoing through the household, even as it casts a shadow of extra strain on the family's food supplies and sleeping arrangements. I shall ready the corner space for them, where the children can join in with ours. This choice to invite another family into your bustling cabin reflects a deep understanding that the essence of survival in the wilderness often calls for actions that go beyond simply sharing what one knows. Henry was reluctant to accept, your father continues, a trace of exasperation lacing his words. Martha persuaded him, for she grasps the gravity of the situation. Once more, the intricate dynamics of survival on the frontier come to light, revealing how women frequently take the lead in making practical decisions that the pride of men might otherwise hinder as the shadows deepen and the evening's fire-banking ritual unfolds. You ponder the communal aspects of winter survival that have unfolded before your eyes over the last 2 days. The expertise and wisdom your family holds, be it in fire management, insulation techniques, or clothing systems, are but a fragment of their broader survival narrative. Just as vital are the bonds of friendship, the sharing of wisdom, and the systems of support that weave the diverse homesteaders into a cohesive tapestry. This tale unfolds the lost art of enduring the harsh winters of the frontier, revealing not merely the practical wisdom of keeping warm, but also the intricate web of community bonds that enabled sustained survival in environments that would swiftly overwhelm even the most adept solitary soul. The day of the community gathering breaks bright and clear, yet the air bites with a fierce chill. As twilight descended, the McGlintock family made their way to your cabin, their presence felt in the hush of the evening. Henry and Martha, along with their 2 little ones, Alice, who is 7, and Peter, just 4, appeared weary yet grateful to find refuge in a warm and welcoming shelter. Your mother had woven a new tapestry of sleeping arrangements, shifting William and Michael into your cozy nook while crafting a special haven for the McGlintock children close to the warmth of the stove. Amidst the throng, the extra warmth from so many bodies enveloped the cabin, creating a cozy haven as night fell, as the first light of dawn dances through the frosted window coverings. Your father stands by the stove, engaged in a hushed conversation with Henry McGlintock. A group of men gathers, their minds weaving together plans for the journey to the Henderson homestead, where the community will come together in celebration. Stretches for 5 miles, your father says, his finger gliding over the lines of a weathered, hand-drawn map, typically straightforward, yet with the chill in the air and little ones in tow, we must brace ourselves for potential challenges ahead. Henry nods, a newfound humility etched upon his features after the harrowing events of the previous week. What tales do you have to share? With a decisive nod, your father declares that we'll take both sleds, one laden with supplies, the other ready to carry the younger children should their little legs tire on the journey. And of course, we'll pack the emergency gear, just in case the unexpected arises. This casual mention of emergency gear highlights an essential aspect of surviving: the harsh frontier winters, the unwavering readiness for the unexpected challenges that may arise. No journey, no matter how ordinary, was embarked upon without careful preparation for the unexpected. John, your father beckons, noticing you're awake. Come lend a hand in preparing the emergency packs. With a sense of purpose, you gather a collection of meticulously preserved leather pouches from the storage area. Each holds a distinct collection of essential tools for survival: fire-starting implements, shelter-building materials, emergency food provisions, and fundamental medical supplies. The kit for starting a fire stands out as the most essential. Of all, within its depths lie various means to spark a flame: the classic flint and steel, a delicate magnifying glass that harnesses the sun's rays, and a fire piston that conjures embers through the magic of air compression. These are accompanied by an array of tinder materials, including char cloth, birch bark, and meticulously prepared pine resin, all designed to ignite with a spark even in the dampest of conditions. Your father beckons you to examine the char cloth and ensure that it is thoroughly dried. You examine the charred fabric squares with great attention. A unique tinder crafted by the meticulous process of partially burning cotton cloth within a sealed container. When crafted with care, char cloth has the remarkable ability to seize even the faintest spark, transforming it into fire, even in the most daunting circumstances. Within the shelter kit lies a sturdy canvas tarp, coils of robust rope, and an assortment of large safety pins, all ready to be fashioned into a protective windbreak or an emergency refuge in times of need. Within the food pack lies pemmican, dried fruit, and tiny packets of salt and sugar-concentrated calories, a lifeline during unforeseen delays or emergencies. As the sun rises, your mother and Martha busily craft a feast, packing provisions for the journey ahead and delightful treats to share at the gathering. Meanwhile, Emma lovingly assists the little ones, ensuring they are snug and warm in their coziest attire. Many layers are crucial. The expedition will produce warmth through effort, yet any pauses might result in perilous chills without adequate protection. Before we embark on our journey, your mother declares, as she gracefully hands out cups of steaming tea, each one lovingly sweetened with the finest honey, beginning with ample hydration aids in avoiding freezing, this understanding that well-hydrated bodies withstand the chill more effectively than those lacking moisture, adds another layer to the rich tapestry of knowledge that frontier families gathered in their quest for survival against the cold. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, the two families stand ready for their adventure. The sleds are loaded with care, emergency kits tucked away safely, and each member is clad in their warmest attire, ready to brave the chill of the day ahead. With a commanding presence, your father calls everyone together for one last gathering before the journey begins. We remain united, he insists, gazing intently at each individual. No one dares to venture more than 20 feet away from the gathering. Should you sense a chill in your fingers, toes, or face, be sure to share this with an adult without delay. Seize the moment. When one person needs to pause, the whole group comes to a halt. These are not merely careful guidelines. They are vital protocols forged through countless generations of wisdom in the face of perilous winter conditions. He gestures to the map, revealing 3 designated emergency shelter points along the route. As he shares this crucial information with the adults and older children, when adversity strikes, we shall make our way to the closest refuge. In the heart of the wilderness, one can find refuge in the embrace of nature's own creations, a rugged rock outcropping, thick cluster of pines standing sentinel, and a modest cave that whispers promises of safety. These elements serve as the foundation for swift shelter, ready to protect against the fury of a storm or to aid those in need of solace when misfortune strikes. Martha McGlintock leans in, her eyes fixed and her demeanor reflecting the weight of the words being shared, as if each detail holds a world of significance. In contrast to the many fresh faces in frontier life who may view such precautions as overkill, the McGlintocks, having recently faced a harrowing experience, have become eager learners. Do you have any inquiries to ponder? Your father inquires, carefully folding the map and placing it snugly within his coat. What shall be our signal if we find ourselves apart in a whiteout? Henry poses a question that catches everyone off guard, revealing his budding wisdom and insight as he starts to embrace the mindset of a seasoned explorer. Your father gives a knowing nod of approval. 3 sharp whistles cut through the air, followed by a moment of silence, then 2 additional calls echoed back. Each person possesses a whistle. He shares delicate wooden whistles, each hanging from a leather cord. It's like treasures waiting to be discovered. Adorn yourself with these, letting them rest outside your scarf, easily accessible for when you need. As the last touches are made, the group sets forth on their journey. A diverse group of 10 individuals, spanning different ages, set forth on a journey that many would deem impossible given the harsh temperatures by today's standards. Yet for them, it was a calculated risk, a bold venture in the spirit of those who dared to push the boundaries of the frontier in a harmonious dance. The 2 families come together, the adults forming a protective circle while the children play. Joyfully at the heart of it all, your father forges ahead, carving a path through the snow as Henry McGlintock hauls the supply sled behind him. Your mother and Martha stroll beside the children, their watchful eyes scanning for any hint of cold injury. The temperature hovers at a chilling 15 below zero, biting cold by most measures. Yet it feels almost mild when contrasted with the frigid -40 of the week before. Yet any skin left unprotected would succumb to the biting cold in mere minutes, and a failure in clothing or shelter could swiftly turn into a dire situation. The adventure unfolds smoothly for the initial hour. The little ones start to feel the weight of fatigue, yet their spirits stay high, joyfully hopping onto the sleds whenever the landscape permits. In the chill of the day, each individual ensures their thirst is quenched, cradling insulated water containers close to their hearts, guarding against the icy grasp of freezing temperatures. At a moment just beyond the midpoint to the Henderson homestead, the initial hint of trouble emerges. The once clear blue sky to the northwest begins to take on a smudged look, as if a painter's brush has swept across the horizon, leaving traces of mystery in its wake. Your father halts, his gaze fixed on the far-off glimmer, a shadow of worry crossing his features. The winds shift. He proclaims, it was a surprise indeed. The knack for interpreting the delicate whispers of the atmosphere nuances in cloud formations, the dance of the wind, and the shifting hues of light stood as a vital skill for survival in the wild. In the days of yore, when the skies held secrets and the winds whispered tales, families on the frontier relied on their keen observations of nature. For them, the ability to predict the weather was not just a skill, it was a lifeline, a matter of survival that could sway the balance between life and death. Shall we retrace our steps? Henry inquires, his gaze fixed on the distant horizon. Your father weighs the possibilities with great thoughtfulness. Henderson's place is nearer now than our own, yet we must quicken our steps. The group presses on, their pace quickening with a fresh sense of purpose. Little ones find their spots on the sleds, a constant presence to ensure swift movement. While the pauses for rest are kept brief, just enough for a quick sip of water and a check-in. In just half an hour, the shift in the weather takes on a more vivid character. The wind begins to howl from the northwest, sending a flurry of icy particles that bite at any skin left unprotected. The air grows cooler, and the once vibrant blue sky transforms into a somber blanket of gray clouds. It approaches with an urgency I hadn't anticipated. Your father confesses, his seasoned gaze ever vigilant. Measuring the shifting peril before us, a choice awaits us, and it's time to decide. Behold the stark truth of traversing the frontier during the winter months. In the blink of an eye, circumstances can shift dramatically, presenting choices that could mean the difference between life and death, all while shrouded in uncertainty. Contemporary adventurers may glance at radar images on their smartphones or seek help with a simple call. Your father possesses a wealth of knowledge, a treasure trove of experience, and a set of well-prepared emergency systems at his disposal. He gestures toward a gentle rise, saying, "There's the Carson Line Shack, just half a mile east. It's left behind, yet resilient, still holding its ground as of my last visit. It's wiser to seek refuge than to attempt reaching Henderson's if this escalates into something serious." The line shack he speaks of is a humble, rustic dwelling crafted by cattle ranchers for the cowboys, serving as a refuge during the seasonal grazing days, though long forsaken. It still holds the promise of sturdy refuge should the tempest grow fiercer. Henry McGlintock now bows to your father's judgment with unwavering respect, a remarkable shift from his previous arrogance. Guide us onward, and we shall follow in your footsteps. The band shifts their path, navigating sideways against the rising gusts, seeking the promise of refuge ahead. The children feel the mounting tension in the air, falling into an unusual silence, as if they instinctively grasp the weight of what's unfolding around them. "Please, tell a story," little Michael urges, his voice barely rising above the mounting wind, breaking the heavy silence that has settled around them. Your father, while keenly aware of the worsening circumstances, understands the vital role of preserving tranquility, particularly for the little ones. "Have I ever shared the tale of when I found myself ensnared in a whiteout, armed only with a buffalo hide and a tin cup?" He starts, his tone playfully buoyant, even in the face of such a predicament, as he weaves an enthralling narrative of a past winter escapade artfully crafted to highlight cleverness and resilience rather than peril. The group presses onward, steadily approaching the promise of refuge. The tale weaves together various threads, captivating the children, uplifting their spirits, and gently instilling essential survival wisdom that may soon prove invaluable. The line shack emerges as the wind begins to howl, a humble, weary structure nestled within the embrace of snowdrifts. With its sagging roof and walls darkened by age, it stands as a testament to time, yet for the weary, wind-battered group, it embodies hope and salvation. Your father turns to Henry, suggesting they take a moment to inspect things before inviting everyone in. John remain with the group and ensure everyone keeps progressing. There's no time for pauses now. As your father and Henry delve into the mysteries of the structure, you guide the others in gentle, rhythmic circles, ensuring that warmth stays alive through the dance of movement. The children, wrapped in their layers, are feeling the chill seep into their bones, their energy waning with each passing moment. even as they glide down the slopes on their sleds. Why not sing something? You proposed, Emma, sensing the call for a diversion. She starts a heartfelt song from the frontier, its chorus echoing in a way that invites the children to join in with delight. The melody acts as a soothing balm for the mind, and a means to regulate breath amidst the chill of the air. After what feels like an age, though it's likely just 5 fleeting minutes, your father steps out from the line shack. It shall suffice, he proclaims. The roofs stand resilient, while the walls shield against the gusts of wind. Without a stove, we shall find a way to navigate this challenge. As the group steps into the humble abode, they find themselves in a modest space, roughly 12 feet by 12 feet, with a dirt floor beneath their feet and walls made of rough-hewn planks. Though the chill and shadows linger, the mere act of stepping away from the biting wind brings a swift transformation to the atmosphere. Emma, assist in freeing the children from their snowy outer garments. Your mother instructs with a gentle urgency. Martha, let us gather the supplies together. As the women diligently carry out their tasks, your father and Henry embark on the crucial journey of enacting the emergency shelter protocol, a carefully crafted sequence of actions aimed at swiftly converting even the most modest of structures into a refuge of safety and survival. John, come help me seal these wall gaps, your father says, retrieving canvas strips from his emergency pack. In unison, you pack fabric into the deepest crevices where the wind dares to invade the rugged structure. Henry, in the meantime, meticulously tends to the ancient stone fireplace, ensuring the chimney is free of any obstructions that could send smoke swirling back into the shelter. It may be basic, yet it serves its purpose well, offering a significant benefit compared to the effort of constructing a fire ring from the ground up. Now, as the final touches of weatherproofing are done, your father declares it's time for fire. This marks the pivotal moment in the unfolding drama of emergency response. In the absence of warmth, the shelter transforms into nothing more than a refuge for a gradual chill. With a practiced hand, he reaches into his pack to pull out the fire-starting kit, meticulously arranging a small, well-crafted fire lay-in. The fireplace, each element placed with intention. This is not the haphazard flicker of flames ignited in a cozy cabin. Rather, it is a deliberate and meticulous endeavor, where every detail is carefully considered and nothing is left to fate. He begins by carefully placing the finest tinder, the precious charcloth, right at the center. He carefully arranges an assortment of materials, starting with delicate birch bark shavings, followed by splinters of fragrant resinous pine, and culminating in a charming teepee structure made of small sticks. With a single match fire, he proclaims, this seemingly straightforward declaration holds profound importance in the realm of survival on the frontier. Mastering the art of igniting a fire with just one match, even when faced with challenging circumstances, stands as one of the most essential skills for survival. With a delicate touch, he ignites the match, cradling the flickering flame within his hands, before gently passing it to the waiting charcloth. The darkened substance ignites at once, sparking a flicker that grows ever brighter. Your father breathes softly, nurturing the warmth while preserving its delicate essence. The birch bark ignites next, its natural oils flaring up with an unexpected intensity. Then the pine splinters, with their resin quickening the unfolding tale. In the blink of an eye, a modest yet increasingly vibrant flame begins to dance within. The time-worn hearth will need more fuel soon, your father says, once the initial fire is secure. John, could you lend a hand in exploring what we have at our disposal here before we resort to our emergency supplies? Once a bustling line shack, now it stands silent, a relic of the past. Within its weathered walls lie remnants of what once was, usable materials waiting to be repurposed, broken furniture telling tales of former lives, fallen ceiling planks, whispering secrets of time, and ancient harness leather poised to ignite with a slow, fierce warmth. These revelations enable the vital emergency wood supplies to be preserved. As the flames dance higher, the chill within the shelter transforms from a perilous bite to a mere discomfort. In a careful arrangement, the little ones gather near the comforting heat, while the adults create a protective circle around them. This outer ring not only shields against the chill, but also ensures that those most in need bask in the warmth's embrace. Outside, the wind grows ever more powerful, occasionally unleashing mournful gusts through the chimney that make the flames dance and flicker. What started as an unforeseen shift in the weather has transformed into a formidable storm. While it may not rival the ferocity of last week's blizzard, it poses enough danger that finding oneself without shelter could prove life-threatening. "Well done on the line shack," Henry whispers to your father. "In this we could never have crafted Henderson's." Your father acknowledges the praise with his usual modesty, a subtle smile playing on his lips. Out here, the weather reigns supreme, always calling the shots. As the men tend to the flickering flames, your mother and Martha weave together a plan. Gathering the provisions for a meal that will sustain them in times of need, what was once a straightforward plan to dine at the Henderson gathering has now transformed into a tale of unexpected twists. It's compelling us to weave together alternative strategies. With a twinkle in her eye, your mother declares that we shall create a hearty soup. Reaching for the trusty cast iron pot she had thoughtfully packed for sharing at the gathering, extends our resources while offering both refreshment and comfort. The soup she conjures is uncomplicated yet thoughtfully crafted for nourishment. In the heart of sustenance, dried meat stands as a robust source of protein, while preserved vegetables whisper tales of essential vitamins. A handful of precious barley, like a golden treasure, bestows the gift of carbohydrates. The steaming brew serves as a comforting embrace, revitalizing the group from within and bringing warmth to their very core, as the howling wind howls outside. The children, once gripped by fear at the sudden shift in their plans, begin to find solace. The shelter envelops them in warmth, and the enticing aroma of food being prepared fills the air, easing their worries and inviting comfort. Emma weaves together simple games that invite participation with minimal movement, yet keep spirits high, and minds engaged, essential elements for thriving in challenging circumstances. Keep in mind, joyful hearts create cozy souls, your mother remarks with a smile. Watching Emma pour her energy into her endeavors, this age-old insight, understanding the bond between one's mindset and physical strength, foresaw the discoveries of contemporary survival psychology long before they emerged. As the soup simmers, enveloping the humble shelter in a warm embrace of enticing aromas, your father meticulously surveys each individual, searching for any signs of cold injury. He focuses intently on the extremities, fingers, toes, ears, and noses those vulnerable spots where frostbite often makes its chilling debut. As Peter investigates the McGlintock boy's foot, he realizes that his left boot has become a vessel for snow, a chilly surprise waiting to be uncovered. This matter requires our urgent attention. What unfolds is a careful approach to the early signs of frostbite, gently peeling away the wet sock, slowly warming the foot with gentle heat, massaging to revive circulation, and offering the child warm liquids to elevate their core temperature. Your father, with a spark of creativity, crafts a makeshift dry foot covering from the spare clothing tucked away in the emergency pack. Continue to monitor it, he advises Martha. Do you notice any white patches, or if he expresses any concerns about feeling? Please inform me right away. This incident reveals a crucial element of frontier emergency protocols: the importance of tackling minor issues before they escalate into life-threatening situations. In the harsh grip of cold, a foot that remains wet and unattended could succumb to frostbite in less than an hour. A dire fate that might result in tissue death and the grim possibility of amputation, especially in a time devoid of antibiotics. In advanced medical care, the storm rages on, growing fiercer as the afternoon wears on. A testament to the prudent choice of finding refuge instead of pressing onward to the Henderson homestead. What began as a delightful community gathering has shifted into a critical survival scenario. While the atmosphere isn't one of desperation, thanks to careful preparation and swift choices, the gravity of the situation remains undeniable. As the sun begins to set, your father embarks on the next chapter of the emergency protocol, readying for a night spent away from the familiar comforts of home. What began as a different plan soon transformed, as the harsh realities of survival on the frontier demanded quick adjustments and unwavering resolve. He shares his plan with the adults, outlining the need for sleeping shifts. 2 must remain awake at all times, 1 to tend the fire and the other to keep watch over everyone else. This rotation system guarantees that the vital fire remains under constant watch, while also keeping an eye on any emerging issues among those resting. The biting chill of winter, one may succumb to the silent grip of hypothermia, slipping into a slumber from which they may not awaken. Thus, the importance of vigilant checks cannot be overstated. The sleeping arrangement is a carefully crafted design. Children nestled in the center for optimal warmth, while adults create a protective circle around them. Each person is oriented, with their feet directed toward the fire, ensuring that circulation remains steady, even in the depths of slumber. What tale unfolds with the Hendersons? Martha inquires, her brow furrowing with worry. Will they not fret if we fail to show up? They'll understand if we've either retraced our steps or discovered a safe haven, your father reassures her. In this weather, one would hardly anticipate that travel would persist. It's simply the wisdom of the frontier. This observation brings to light the deep-rooted camaraderie among seasoned pioneers, a collection of unwritten rules that guided actions in the face of winter crises. The Hendersons would refrain from embarking on a perilous rescue mission, as they would wisely believe that seasoned adventurers had already put in place the necessary precautions for survival. The evening meal is thoughtfully portioned from emergency supplies, just enough to sustain energy and uplift spirits, all while preserving reserves that may be crucial for an unforeseen duration. With a touch of magic, your mother conjures a delightful surprise, blending a sprinkle of treasured sugar with soft, glistening snow to craft a charming dessert for the little ones. A touch of sweetness lifts the mood she shares with Martha, who observes the method with keen interest, and joyful children contribute to a more peaceful emergency shelter as the night envelops the world outside. The Line Shack has undergone a remarkable transformation, evolving from a forsaken relic into a surprisingly cozy refuge in times of need. As the flames dance and crackle, the warmth envelops you, reaching a cozy 60 degrees. It's a striking contrast to the fierce, biting cold that rages just outside the sturdy walls. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the children, weary from their day of exploration and with their bellies full, drifted into slumber swiftly. Finding solace in the embrace of the unknown night, the grown-ups set the stage for the first watch rotation, with your father and Henry stepping into the spotlight for the initial shift, while the women take a well-deserved break. By morning, it should ease up, your father muses, gazing at the fire with a contemplative air. These early winter gusts seldom linger beyond a dozen hours. How might one discern? Henry inquires, his tone filled with genuine curiosity rather than confrontation. The wind began its dance with fervor, reaching its zenith swiftly, while the relentless blizzards took their time, weaving a tale of gradual accumulation. For 15 years, I've been observing the winters in Montana, and they reveal their patterns to those who take the time to notice. This insight, the knack for forecasting storm duration from delicate atmospheric signals, embodies yet another facet of the all-encompassing survival wisdom forged through the trials of frontier life in the realm of contemporary meteorology. Your father's insights hold true, albeit articulated through the lens of pressure systems and air masses. The night unfolds in a dance of endurance, flames nurtured with care, slumbering figures monitored with vigilance, refuge fortified against the relentless whispers of the wind seeking to breach its defenses. The adults take turns every 2 hours, allowing each person a chance to rest while vital safety measures remain in constant operation as the first light of dawn breaks. Just as your father foresaw, the tempest starts to ease. The fierce winds transform into mere whispers, and the once impenetrable whiteout slowly yields to clearer skies. After assessing the conditions outside, your father concludes that we shall wait another hour to ensure everything is in order. And if the situation improves, we will make our way to Henderson's. This steadfastness, the readiness to hold off on immediate rewards and stay in a secure haven until the circumstances unmistakably enhance, embodies yet another vital principle of survival. The perilous moments often unfolded when individuals yearning to return to their everyday lives, ventured out from their safe havens too early, only to be swept away by the tempest's second onslaught. In that additional hour, the scene unfolds with careful preparation for the journey ahead. Each piece of clothing is inspected for any hint of dampness, ensuring comfort on the road. A hot meal is savored, fueling the spirit and body for what lies ahead. Emergency supplies are meticulously packed, a precautionary measure, ready to be called upon if the need arises once more. Every detail is meticulously crafted, leaving no room for happenstance or spontaneity. As the group sets forth from the line shack, a remarkable transformation in the weather unfolds. The sun peeks through the retreating clouds, casting a warm glow, and though the temperature still hovers well below zero, the stillness in the air makes the harsh conditions feel more bearable. Ensure the fireplace is well stocked, your father advises, as you get ready to shut the line shack door. The next individual in need of urgent shelter shall discover it prepared and waiting for them. This concluding chapter, the refuge for unforeseen wanderers who may encounter alike dire circumstances, embodies the enduring spirit of communal support through the ages. Individuals you may never encounter could one day find their very existence tied to this humble gesture of foresight. The trek to the Henderson homestead continues, filled with a deeper understanding of the delicate balance that exists between safety and calamity in the harsh winters of the frontier. What started as a simple community adventure turned unexpectedly into a gripping survival tale, skillfully navigated through foresight, wisdom, and quick thinking. As the Henderson cabin emerges from the landscape, a gentle plume of smoke curling from its chimney, the path surrounding it meticulously cleared, you find yourself pondering the wisdom revealed throughout this fleeting yet profound encounter. From your father's keen observations of the weather to the delicate art of igniting a fire with just a single match, from the thoughtful arrangement of sleeping quarters to the meticulous planning of food rations, every detail wove together, rich tapestry of knowledge in the intricate dance of surviving the harsh frontier winter. None of these techniques graced the pages of formal textbooks or demanded advanced technology, yet collectively they formed a remarkable survival system, honed through generations of trials where life hung in the balance. Today's winter adventurers, clad in advanced Gore-Tex gear and armed with GPS devices and cell phones, find themselves less reliant on extensive knowledge of the terrain. The intricate web of modern technology and swift rescue operations has supplanted the resilient survival strategies that pioneering families once crafted and upheld. Yet in that shift, precious wisdom slipped away, the profound insight into coexisting with even the most unforgiving landscapes, relying on knowledge. Instead of machinery to forge safety in what appeared to be insurmountable circumstances, the Henderson household greets your late arrival with the serene understanding, typical of communities that have learned to navigate the unpredictable nature of the frontier. No elaborate narratives are necessary. The tempest weaves a tale that explains your absence yesterday and your surprising return today. As the family gathers within the cozy embrace of the warm cabin, your father shares a tale of finding refuge at the old Carson Line shack, his words weaving a sense of nostalgia and comfort. Adam Henderson acknowledges with a knowing nod, a clever maneuver indeed. That strike was swift and caught everyone off guard. This straightforward interaction, free from theatrics or self-praise, captures the essence of winter survival on the frontier: practical skill and unembellished capability. Rather than grand tales of heroism, though the community gathering faced delays, it remained steadfast in its mission. The event unfolds as a vibrant tapestry of shared knowledge, techniques, and the bonds of social connection that have been the lifeline for isolated homesteaders enduring the harsh winter months. Mary Henderson unveils her innovative wool spinning technique, while others gather to share their food preservation wisdom. And children delight in trading their charming handmade toys. As you nestle close to the warmth of the Hendersons' fire, absorbing the rich tapestry of conversation woven by the adults, you realize you are part of a remarkable scene, their words flowing from practical survival wisdom to the latest happenings in the community. reveal a deep-rooted strength, a collective spirit that flourishes even in the harshest of circumstances, where solitary souls might falter. The intricate understanding of cabin building, fire safety, clothing systems, and emergency procedures, woven together with equally refined social networks of knowledge sharing and mutual support, forged a survival capability far surpassing what any one person or family could accomplish alone. This was the essence of surviving the harsh winters of the frontier, where the brilliance lay not merely in the practical skills that contemporary adventurers might seek to emulate, but in the interconnected social frameworks that allowed this wisdom to thrive through the ages and among diverse communities. As you gently slip into slumber in your cozy, contemporary bed, picture the profound wisdom of survival that one could hold. The serene assurance of understanding precisely how to endure in circumstances that would leave most of today's society in disbelief. There's a profound sense of fulfillment in this bond with our tenacious forebears who confronted the harshest trials of winter armed solely with wisdom, readiness, and the strength of their community to endure the coldest, darkest nights.